One Punch Man. Take Saitama as his disciple at the beginning. Chapter 1. Help, there's a weirdo. It's a crab that has become a sperm. Run away, the crab monster is killing people. Chen Ming, who was sleeping soundly, was awakened by a noisy and chaotic crowd. Crab freak, these guys are crazy. Either you eat too many crabs and have hallucinations, or you watch too much One Punch Man. How could there be such a thing in real life? Chen Ming rolled his eyes. He stood up and was about to leave. Looking at the scene in front of him, he couldn't help but be stunned. He remembered that he had obviously fallen asleep at home, so why did he wake up and appear in the park? And, what am I doing? Chen Ming looked dumbfounded at the little friend who was playing football not far away and looked suspiciously like a human. This is a magical species. The butt grows on the face, or the butt grows on the face. Doesn't it look too casual? Murata, the old man, sincerely doesn't deceive me. Jujuju, I finally found you. You brat, how dare you do such an unforgivable thing to my beautiful body? I must make you pay the price. Crab, can crabs talk? Is he crazy, or is the world crazy? Or are they all crazy? No, wait a minute. Crab weirdo, butt-faced kid. Could it be? Chen Ming's eyes widened, and a crazy idea suddenly flashed through his mind. Ding, the host wakes up and the system is automatically bound. Ding, binding successful. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining the infinite growth system. Ding, congratulations to the host for getting the One Punch Man newbie gift pack, would you like to open it? No, wait a minute, let's put it this way, he traveled through time. And you picked up a system that seems to be awesome for nothing. Chen Ming was ecstatic, but he quickly calmed down. After all, the world of One Punch Man is full of dangers. You may pick up a lunchbox at any time. It's better to be careful. Let's first take a look at what goodies are in the gift bag. Open. Ding. Congratulations to the host for getting the synthesis simulation editor. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the physical enhancement agent X10. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the strength enhancer X10. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining speed enhancer X10. Ding. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the combat skills of a junior martial artist. Chen Ming's eyes fell on the synthesis simulation editor and the combat skills of junior martial artists. System, what are these two things? The synthesis simulation editor can recombine and arrange different things to synthesize new objects. P.S. Upgraded version of the synthesizer. Before synthesis, the synthesized results can be obtained in advance through the simulator to avoid synthesis failure. Junior martial artist combat skills are a comprehensive combat skill that combines tens of thousands of combat techniques from ancient and modern times, both at home and abroad. I don't know how powerful it is. Although Chen Ming didn't fully understand it. But after listening to the introduction of the system, I feel that it is very awesome. Especially this synthesis simulation editor. It is simply a cheating existence. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 5. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 4. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 6. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills, junior martial artist. Weapons, none. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Powerless, fighting ashes among cannon fodder. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth twitched a few times. Isn't the evaluation given by this system too direct? Can't you be more tactful? But, Chen Ming looked at the strength, constitution, and speed enhancers lying quietly in the virtual inventory in front of him. What would happen if all of these were used? System, use all enhancers. Ding. The physical enhancement agent is used successfully, and the host's physical fitness +1. Ding. The physical enhancement agent is used successfully, and the host's physical fitness +1. Ding. The power enhancer is used successfully, the host's strength +1. Ding. The speed enhancer is used successfully, the host's speed +1. 30 system prompts sounded one after another. At this moment, Chen Ming felt better than ever and his whole body was full of strength. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 15. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 14. The maximum value of a normal human body's constitution is 10. Speed. 16. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist. Weapons. None. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. Have certain self-protection capabilities. Below wolf level. Chen Ming frowned. In the world of One Punch Man, overall strength can be divided into 5 stages. From the weakest to the strongest, there are wolf level, tiger level, ghost level, dragon level, and finally the god level that only exists in legends. Each stage is divided into 4 levels: lower, middle, upper and peak. And Chen Ming's current strength is below the most basic wolf level. It can be regarded as barely capable of self-protection. As for why it is said that god-level masters are legendary, that's because a god-level powerhouse is considered capable of annihilating all human beings. But unfortunately, in the world of One Punch Man, there is a bug like Saitama, and there is nothing that can wipe out all mankind. If you have to say yes, that must be the crab weirdo in front of me. After all, this guy almost killed Saitama. Counting the time, Saitama should be arriving soon, right? Chen Ming raised his head and looked around. Really? Saitama, who has messy hair and looks like an office worker, is walking towards this side. And what happens next is the same as in the script. Saitama discovered the child who was about to be killed by the crab monster. Then he desperately came to the rescue. Just when Chen Ming thought he would continue to follow the script, Saitama was desperate to kill the crab monster and save the grandson of the tycoon Aldni. Then, in order to thank this unknown benefactor, Aldni founded the Heroes Association and started fighting against the monster. Suddenly I found that the painting style was off track. Saitama was supposed to fight back in desperate situation. At this moment, he was hung up and beaten by the crab monster. A pair of large pliers tightly restrained Saitama's neck. Saitama, who was covered in blood, struggled less and less, and was about to receive the lunch box. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Chen Ming had a question mark on his forehead. What's going on? Is it possible that because of his appearance, One Punch Man caused a chain reaction and Saitama was weakened? To save or not to save? Just when Chen Ming was hesitant, the familiar system electronic sound sounded again. A passerby is held hostage by a weirdo and his life is in danger. 1. Save. If the rescue is successful, you will receive +5 physical enhancement agent and random rewards. 2. Pretend not to see it, turn around and leave, self-protection is important. Speed enhancer +1. What is your choice? Is this even worth thinking about? I must take action to save people. After all, as the successor of socialism, the purpose we pursue is to be willing to help others, and to help others when the road is rough. Hey, that crab monster over there, what's the point of bullying the weak? If you have the ability, fight with me. Chen Ming stretched his muscles and began to warm up before the battle. Kindness. The crab weirdo who was about to marry Chi Yu slowly turned around when he heard Chen Ming's words. Jujuju, since you are so anxious to die, I will send you on your way first. The crab monster threw the half-dead Saitama aside with a ferocious smile. Then he rushed towards Chen Ming with long strides. A pair of blood-stained crab claws, like a talisman, grabbed Chen Ming. Chen Ming was short, sideways dodged the crab monster's claws, and kept changing positions with his nimble steps. You fool, can you only run away? You have the ability to fight me head-on. The crab monster kept twisting his body, but his eyes could never keep up with Chen Ming's speed, and he roared angrily. A pair of crab claws kept waving. Chance. Chen Ming dodged and grabbed the opportunity for the crab monster to twist his body. The tiger descended the mountain, its speed increased to the extreme, and its entire body turned into an arrow. Before the crab monster could react, Chen Ming had already appeared above its head. Just when the crab weirdo raised a pair of crab claws and was about to send this hateful human on his way. My eyes suddenly hurt. I was wrong, I will never dare to do it again. After his weakness was discovered, the crab monster instantly lost his previous arrogance and quickly begged Chen Ming for mercy. But there were stars shining fiercely in his eyes. Everyone who knows this weakness of his will die. No one can be left behind. Chen Ming would naturally not be deceived by the crab weirdo. Pull hard with both hands. The crab weirdo just received the lunch box. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level crab monster and obtaining +5 physical enhancement agent. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level crab monster and obtaining +3 strength enhancer. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level crab monster and obtaining speed enhancer +3. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level crab monster and obtaining a pair of crab claws. Ah, Chen Ming's face looked a bit strange. There seems to be something strange in this reward. What the hell is a pair of reward crab claws? Could it be? Chen Ming turned his head and looked at the blood-stained crab claws of the crab monster on the side. Is the system too tricky? Can this also be used as a reward? In the world of One Punch Man, all substances contain energy, especially the various monsters that have become monsters. The energy is many times higher than usual. After eating, you will get a certain amount of energy from it. If you want to say that. This pair of crab claws suddenly became fragrant. When Chen Ming was hesitating whether to eat steamed or spicy, Saitama suddenly stumbled over. Then, he knelt on the ground with a thud. Please accept me as your disciple. I also want to become as powerful as you. Saitama wants to become your teacher. 1. Accept it and give your full support to train Saitama into a qualified hero. As Saitama continues to grow, he will receive various rewards. 2. Refuse, turn around and leave. Reward strength enhancer +5. Your choice is to accept or refuse. You can think it all with your toes. I must accept it, not to mention having an awesome apprentice named Saitama. Just because Saitama will get various rewards as he grows up, this deal is not a bad deal at all. Do you want to be a hero as powerful as me? Chen Ming turned around and looked at Saitama in front of him. Yes, I want to be a hero as powerful as you. Saitama's eyes were firm. Just now, he witnessed the teacher fighting the crab monster with his own eyes. He suddenly realized that maybe fighting weirdos all the time was his mission. He is destined to become a hero who protects everyone just like his teacher. Practice with me is very hard. You have to have the consciousness to risk your life. Can you do it? If you can't do it, I advise you to give up this idea as soon as possible. I don't like people who give up halfway. Chen Ming pretended to be profound and looked at Saitama aside. Able, Saitama gritted his teeth in order to become a hero like his teacher. No matter how hard it is, no matter how much the price is paid. Okay, then I'll accept you. Chen Ming waved his hand and successfully received Kyu at his door. Ding, succeeded in recruiting a disciple and obtained physical strength enhancer +1. Ding, succeeded in recruiting a disciple and obtained strength enhancer +1. Ding, succeeded in recruiting a disciple and obtained speed enhancer +1. Listen to a series of electronic beeps. Chen Ming felt secretly happy for a while. I didn't expect that I could get rewards for simply accepting a disciple. It's so easy. Teacher, where do you live? Is it far from here? If it is convenient, can I move over and live with you? This will also make it easier for me to ask you for advice. Kyu looked at Chen Ming expectantly, wishing he could start practicing with his teacher now. Well, Chen Ming looked embarrassed. You can't say that this park is his home. The place I live is far away from here. I'm afraid I won't be able to go back for a while. How so? Saitama was a little disappointed. It seems that it is impossible to follow the teacher home. Correct. Saitama soon had a new idea. Teacher, I wonder if you were busy recently. If not, can you stay with me for a while? My home is not far ahead. Okay, it just so happens that I have nothing to do recently. Chen Ming thought for a moment, then nodded in agreement. Naturally, he moved into Saitama's home. Hey, wait a minute, hey. Albany 13, who escaped, wanted to express his gratitude to Chen Ming and Saitama. However, he failed to catch up with the two of them. Hero, Albany 13 looked at Chen Ming and Saitama's leaving figure, and fell into deep thought. Teacher, because I lived alone before, the house was a little messy. Please forgive me. After returning home, Saitama was a little embarrassed to see the messy home, and hurriedly started to clean it up. It's okay, I understand. As a senior single and an otaku, he can naturally understand. Only, Chen Ming looked at the simple low-rent housing in front of him. My mind is full of doubts. Doesn't Saitama live in a high-end residential area? How? Correct. Chen Ming suddenly remembered that there are not so many weirdos in Z City now. So the residents of City Z did not leave. Because of this, Saitama, who has little savings, can only live in low-rent housing and has no chance to go to high-end communities for nothing. However, the low-rent house in front of them is suitable for 2 singles. At least for Chen Ming. In this foreign country. Or maybe it's a place to stay in a foreign world. Chi Yu, according to the custom of my master's hometown, you need to give a greeting gift when you become a master, but my master came in a hurry this time and didn't bring anything with me. You can choose one of these 2 crab claws. With that said, Chen Ming took out 2 crab claws as big as human faces from his portable space. Teacher, this is so inappropriate. Saitama said something inappropriate. The body honestly chose the larger right clamp. Soon the big crab claws entered the stomachs of the master and the apprentice. Ding! Eat the wolf level monster crab claws. Congratulations to the host for getting the physical enhancer +3. Ding! Eat the wolf level monster crab claws. Congratulations to the host for getting the strength enhancer +3. Ding! Eat the wolf level monster crab claws. Congratulations to the host for getting the speed enhancer +3. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has obtained a physical enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has received a strength enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has obtained speed enhancer +1. Not bad. Listening to a series of system prompts, Chen Ming nodded with satisfaction. The crab claws were not in vain. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 23. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 29. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 24. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills, junior martial artist. Weapons, none. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. Have certain self-protection capabilities. Teacher, what should I do to be as strong as you? Saitama felt that after eating the crab claws, he was instantly resurrected with full blood and vitality. He couldn't wait to learn from the teacher and enhance his strength. Practice is about persistence and perseverance. If you want to become like teacher, you must undergo cruel training tomorrow. Every day I have to do 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats and stand-ups, and a 10-kilometer long run. I have to sprint as fast as possible the whole way. No matter how hot it is in the summer, you can't turn on the fan, and no matter how cold it is in the winter, you can't turn on the air conditioner. Even if you feel like your body is going to collapse, you have to grit your teeth and persevere. When you can deal with all of this calmly, you can become like a teacher. Chen Ming explained Saitama's training method exactly as he remembered it. Yes, teacher, I will definitely practice in strict accordance with your instructions. Hugh recorded everything Chen Ming said as if he had found a treasure. Then he changed into a pair of loose sportswear. Start exercising. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 sit-ups and received a physical enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 push-ups and received strength enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 squats and stood up, and received a speed enhancer +1. Are there any benefits to having a disciple? Then if you go to the street and directly accept his disciples worth 18 million, wouldn't it be? Chen Ming's heart felt hot. But after thinking about it, I gave up the idea. Joke. If it's anything, it will work. Isn't that Saitama per capita? How pitiful that weirdo is. Correct. Chen Ming's eyes fell on the crab claws that had been eaten clean by the master and apprentice. When they were eating just now, the two of them tried very hard to get it open. If it's so hard, wouldn't that be? Just do it. System, help me simulate and combine 2 crab claws. Ding! Simulation synthesis is successful. Congratulations on getting a pair of crab claw gloves. Crab claw gloves. What is this? Chen Ming looked at the introduction of crab claw gloves with curiosity. Weapon name, crab claw gloves. Weapon grade. White weapon grade is divided into white, green, blue, purple, gold, and red. It is currently the lowest grade weapon. Weapon grade is linked to the quality of the material. The higher the level of monster materials, the easier it is to create products. Higher level equipment. PS. Low quality materials have a certain chance of creating higher level weapons. Strength. +5. Special skills. None. Strength +5. It was just numbers, and Chen Ming had no idea. Can you be more specific? How high are the odds? Chen Ming was a little moved. 0.00000001. Have to. After receiving the system's answer, Chen Ming gave up completely. Confirm the synthesis directly. Then put the crab claw gloves on your hands. Tried throwing a punch. Bang. The wall in front of me looked like it was made of paper. A big hole was broken directly. This. Chen Ming said he was innocent. He really didn't mean it. I just wanted to test the power of this crab claw glove, and I didn't even use much force. This is what happened. Isn't this a shabby project? However, it was just a hole. It should be no problem. Chen Ming murmured in his heart. Next, Saitama's home was demolished to prevent accidental dismantling. He could only sit in front of the TV and watch TV out of boredom. But after searching around, I couldn't find a program I liked. You feel bored at home and want to 1. Go out for a walk, get strength enhancer +5, randomly encounter monsters and various emergencies. 2. Fight until the end and sleep, physique enhancer +1. What is your choice? Can this also trigger a mission? The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose unconsciously. 1. Not only can you get familiar with the environment, but you may also have the opportunity to meet a weirdo. By the way, you can test the power of this crab claw glove. The sun is shining outside and the air is fresh. On the streets, there is constant traffic, and various shops on the roadside are open for business. From time to time, you will see some cute-looking waiters wearing maid costumes, bunny costumes and other special costumes working hard to attract business. Many young men passing by could not resist the charm of the lovely young lady and fell into it. Chen Ming walked on the busy street and breathed in the fresh air. At this moment, Z City still looks lively. It's hard to believe, a year and a half later. This place will turn into a monster paradise. Is it really just a coincidence? Chen Ming frowned. He remembered that Saitama also started to become stronger after a year and a half of training after meeting the crab monster. Exactly 1.5 years later, the number of weirdos in City Z exploded, forcing people to move out of the city. Is there any connection between the two? Help. Run away. It's a weirdo. Run away. There's a weirdo ahead. Just when Chen Ming stood there, thinking about this problem, there was a sudden commotion in the crowd in front. Passers-by looked frightened and fled in all directions. In the crowd, a beautiful young lady with long straight black hair wearing a JK suit, white silk and black leather shoes is particularly eye-catching. At this moment, the beautiful young lady was running away aimlessly with a face full of panic. Hey, beauty, don't run away. Take off your panties and bra and give them to me. Wearing a red hood on his head and a thong around his mouth, the weirdo looked like a filthy middle-aged uncle and made a weird smile. The fat body looks bloated, but is extremely flexible. Foul-smelling saliva flowed from the corners of his mouth. Dark green saliva dripped onto the ground, and a large pit was instantly corroded. A pair of green bean-sized eyes stared at the straight black lady who was running away in a panic. Save me. Someone save me. Miss He Chengji begged. Hope someone can save her from the weirdo. At this moment, Miss He Chengji, who was running away, saw Chen Ming standing in the crowd at a glance, not turning around and running away like the others, as if he had grasped a life-saving straw. He hurriedly ran towards Chen Ming. While you were wandering around, you encountered a weirdo and the life of a passerby was threatened. 1. Rescue people. After successfully rescuing people, you will receive Strength Enhancer +5 and random rewards. 2. The monster is too strong and is no match. It is important to escape. Obtain Speed Enhancer +2. What is your choice? 1. Just kidding, the ladies who came to my door, especially the ones with the best JK white and black leather shoes. No, this is a weirdo who came to your door. There is no reason to let him go. Chen Ming's sense of justice instantly exploded. Just in time to test the power of this crab claw glove. Chen Ming put the crab claw gloves on his hands. He rushed towards the weirdo with a lunge. Asshole, get out of here. You're blocking my pretty girl. The weird uncle had a grumpy look on his wretched face. There were actually people who dared to stand in front of him regardless of life or death. Immediately there was a fierce light in his eyes. A pair of big palm-like hands smacked Chen Ming directly on the head. Careful. Miss He Chengji looked at this scene and subconsciously blurted out a reminder. Opened his mouth, shouted nervously. His eyes were full of worry and nervousness. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth raised slightly. The speed surged again, instantly got rid of the monster's attack. I originally wanted to play with the weirdo, but naturally I couldn't be too embarrassed in front of the young lady. Therefore, he decided to end the fight immediately. Then he ducked behind the weirdo. Raise your fist high. Lock the weirdo's head. Gather all your strength. Punch out. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wretched uncle and weirdo, and obtaining the physical enhancement agent +4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wretched uncle and weirdo, and obtaining the strength enhancer +5. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wretched uncle and weirdo, and obtaining the speed enhancer +4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level wretched uncle and weirdo, and obtaining the original intention unchanged. The original intention remains unchanged, immune to all confusion and charm. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully rescuing Chenxiang Hezi, gaining Chenxiang Hezi's favorability +20, and the current favorability is 60. Favorability. What is this? And this amazing thing that doesn't change its original intention. Looks very strong. Chen Ming couldn't help but start to make up a picture based on the introduction given by the system. That being said, if I meet the Queen of Crossbows in the future, wouldn't she be able to do whatever she wants? That scene is exciting just thinking about it. Thank you for saving me. Chenxiang Hezi looked grateful. I really thought I was going to be captured by a weirdo today. Fortunately, this young man suddenly appeared. And only then did she realize that the young man who saved her life was very handsome, no less handsome than the stars on TV. Ding. Chenxiang Hezi is attracted by your handsomeness, favorability +10, current favorability is 70. Well, Chen Ming's expression was a bit strange. Is this possible? In this case, Chen Ming deliberately put on a serious look. This is what I should do. It's my duty to destroy the weirdos. Ding. Chenxiang Hezi is attracted by your temperament, favorability +5, current favorability is 75. Giggle. You are such an interesting person, I don't know your name yet. Chenxiang Hezi's eyes were curved into crescent shapes, revealing a cute little tiger tooth. My name is Chen Ming. Chen Ming introduced himself. At this moment, there was another commotion not far away. Look, that guy fainted, what's going on? He's going to transform into a weirdo, right? That's definitely the case. Everyone, please stay away. Why do you have to come here? Chen Ming's eyes were attracted by a commotion in the distance. Saitama, who had just finished a 10-kilometer-long run, collapsed on the ground, without any strength in his body. There were crowds of spectators all around. Many people are discussing whether they will become weirdos too. I'm sorry, everyone give way. Chen Ming squeezed through the crowd and came to Qiu. Old teacher. Seeing that it was the teacher Chen Ming, Qiu struggled to stand up, but there was no strength in his body. Okay, don't talk now, I'll take you back first. Chen Ming helped Qiu up and walked towards the low-rent house. Chen Ming, I remember you. Chenxiang Hezi looked at Chen Ming's retreating figure with a little starlight in his eyes. On the way back, Chen Ming was full of distress. I just had a fight and I'm a little hungry. What should I have for dinner today? He remembered that there was only one box of expired ramen in Saitama's refrigerator. Let's not talk about whether it can be eaten. There was only one box of ramen, which was definitely not enough for the two of them. But when I go to the supermarket, I don't have any money. This is how to do. Just when Chen Ming didn't know how to fix dinner. From the woods on the side, a giant lobster man as tall as a person suddenly jumped out. The giant lobster monster who was hunting humans nearby discovered Chen Ming and Qi Yu. He immediately walked over as if he didn't recognize his relatives. Alalalo, I like eating lobster too much, so. But the words were not finished yet. The lobster weirdo only felt his eyes blurred. Still haven't figured out what's going on. The head has become separated from the body. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level monster Big Lobster and obtaining a Strength Enhancer +3. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level monster Lobster and obtaining the Physical Enhancer +2. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level monster Lobster and obtaining Speed Enhancer +2. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level monster Lobster and obtaining a pair of large lobster claws. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level monster Giant Lobster and obtaining a giant lobster tail. Ha! Now dinner is in order. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose, showing an innocent smile. It's time to say it or not. This free seafood is really enjoyable to eat, especially being so big. Teacher, are we going to eat lobster tonight? Sorry, I was supposed to treat the teacher to the meal, but I didn't expect you to spend the money all the time. I am such a failure as a disciple. Saitama looked remorseful. The teacher taught him how to practice for free, which is the most benevolent thing. Now the teacher has to pay for his apprentice to eat. It's simply a failure of failures. I didn't spend any money on this. I just picked it up at the beach on my way back. Chen Ming scratched his face and said vaguely, if it were said that this was a lobster weirdo, I don't know if Saitama would be able to accept it. It would be better not to say anything at all. Why? Saitama's eyes widened. Speaking of which, City Z is indeed right by the sea. But can such a big lobster really be picked up casually? Gu. But now he couldn't think too much. After practicing according to the master's method, he just wanted to fill his stomach quickly. Teacher, I'm starting. As he said that, he directly picked up a large lobster claw that was bigger than his head and started to chew on it. Soon, most of the large lobster claws and tails weighing dozens of kilograms entered the stomachs of the master and the apprentice. Ding! Eat the wolf-level monster lobster meat. Congratulations to the host for getting the Physical Enhancer +3. Ding! Eat the wolf-level monster lobster meat. Congratulations to the host for getting the Strength Enhancer +4. Ding! Eat the wolf-level monster lobster meat. Congratulations to the host for getting the Strength Enhancer +3. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has obtained a Physical Enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has received a Strength Enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama's strength has improved and he has obtained Speed Enhancer +1. Looking at the large lobster claws in front of me, which are as hard as crab claws. Chen Ming started to think about it. Based on the principle of shameful waste, I decided to try combining two large lobster claws to see what new things I could come up with. Anyway, it's useless if he doesn't use it, and besides, he doesn't need to build it himself. Moreover, even if he can't use the weapon himself, he can give it to Saitama or other people around him. If nothing else works, you can still find a weapons shop and sell these things to pay back the money. After all, the master and apprentice are really poor now. System, help me simulate and combine two large lobster claws. Ding! Simulation synthesis is successful. Congratulations on getting a pair of big lobster gloves. Can you confirm the synthesis? Synthesis. Chen Ming confirmed immediately. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting a pair of big lobster gloves. Weapon name, lobster gloves. Quality, white, strength +5. Special skills, none. Chen Ming was speechless. I even wonder if this synthesizer can only synthesize things like gloves. But that's fine, it's just right for Saitama. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 42. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 40. The maximum value of a normal human body's constitution is 10. Speed, 30. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills, junior martial artist. Weapons, crab claw gloves white, lobster claw gloves white. Comprehensive strength evaluation, wolf level part 2. Why is it still below the wolf level? Chen Ming was speechless. I seriously doubt that the system is broken. Now he can kill wolf-level monsters instantly, right? No matter how you look at it, his strength should not be only that of Langxia. Ding! After testing, everything in this system is normal and there is no fault. Then what's going on with me? Why am I still below the wolf level? Chen Ming retorted unconvinced. Ding. One Punch Man's strength is divided into 100 people or wolf level, 1,000 people or tiger level, 10,000 people or ghost level, 100,000 people or dragon level, and 1,000,000 people and above or god level. For example, when the host's strength, constitution, and speed all exceed 100, it will be successfully promoted to the middle wolf level. If it reaches 500, it will be the upper wolf. If it reaches more than 900, it will be the top wolf. If it exceeds 1000, it will be the tiger level, and so on. As for killing wolf level monsters instantly, haha, it's just an illusion. The weirdo currently encountered is only the weakest among the weirdos, barely rated as a wolf. Not only is his strength low, but his intelligence is also low, which is why it creates a one-sided situation. Chen Ming said that he didn't know whether to say MMP or not. He was actually despised by the system. Can't you say something nicely? Haha, what the hell. Moreover, the relationship has been turbulent for a long time. He's really just fighting shrimp, soldiers, and generals. The real ruthless character hasn't come out yet. But come to think of it, those weirdos who appeared later, A-level and above heroes, and even many B-level heroes have monster-like talents. They are all powerful and capable of destroying the world at every turn. Compared to those monsters, these things in front of me simply cannot be put on the table. It seems there is still a long way to go. Realize the gap between you and the real top players. Chen Ming felt tremendous pressure, and at the same time his fighting spirit was ignited. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, full of expectations for the future. This is right. Only in this way is it interesting. City Z, in the luxurious villa on the top of the mountain of the Aldney family. Oh, really? Does the person who saved my precious grandson call himself a hero? In that case, let's set up a hero association. This way we can help more people in need. Let heroes fight against those arrogant people. The arrogant weirdos. King Aldney XI made a major decision after hearing his grandson's experience today. At the same time, Asaka family estate. My baby girl, I heard that you met a weirdo again on the street today. How was it? Did you get hurt anywhere? With a nervous look on her face, Asaka Rhino rushed in with small steps and hurriedly checked her daughter's condition. Mom, I'm fine. Just when that weirdo was about to take action, I was saved by a man. The corners of Chen Xianghezi's mouth raised slightly, and Chen Ming's appearance flashed in his mind. I told you to bring a bodyguard with you when you go out, but you didn't listen. If you had listened to me earlier, what happened today wouldn't have happened. This matter is settled. Starting from tomorrow, you must take your bodyguards with you wherever you go. There was no doubt in Asaka Rino's words. Fortunately, my daughter is fine today. If something really happened, she didn't know what to do. I know, but I have a condition. Chen Xianghezi rolled his eyes and smiled slyly. Tell me, as long as you are willing to go out with bodyguards, don't mention a single condition, even if it is 10, I can agree. Asaka Rhino nodded and happily agreed to her daughter's request. I want a guy named Chen Ming to be my bodyguard. Chen Xianghezi stated his conditions. Chen Ming, who is that? Asaka Rhino frowned. She recalled all the famous and powerful people in Z City, but she did not remember who this person named Chen Ming was. Could it be that he is a hidden master? He is the one who saved me today. Mom, let me tell you, the situation was very dangerous at that time, and I was about to be caught by the weirdo. At this critical moment, Chen Ming suddenly arrived, and with just one blow, I was defeat that weirdo. Speaking of everything that happened today, Chen Xianghezi still vividly remembers every scene. Oh, really? In that case, he can barely be your bodyguard. Asaka Rhino nodded. If he can defeat a weirdo with one punch, he should be pretty strong. He is barely qualified to be his daughter's bodyguard. Moreover, this is the person my daughter asked for by name. Even if he is an ordinary person, she is willing to spend money to invite him. Thank you, Mom. Mom is the best, I love you. Chen Xianghezi threw herself into her mother's arms and said coquettishly. It's getting late, go to bed early. Asaka Rhino patted her daughter's back lovingly. The night is as dark as ink. People who had worked hard all day fell asleep. Master Chen Ming and Qi Yu are no exception. However, Chen Ming had a strange dream at this moment. In the dream, Chen Ming replaced Saitama and became the one to fight against the Universe Overlord Boros. Perhaps feeling the pressure coming from Chen Ming, Boros immediately unlocked the 3 layers of seals. The 2 of them come and go, regardless of victory or defeat. But Boros' intuition told him that the guy named Chen Ming in front of him did not exert his full strength. Feeling slighted, Boros was angry. Risking his life, he turned on the 4th gear of destruction mode. Looking at Boros' final form, Chen Ming finally started to get serious. The fighting became more intense. The spacecraft was affected. Directly reduced to ruins, City A was already wiped out in the flames of war between the 2. Even the Earth couldn't bear it and became riddled with holes and desolate. But in the end, Chen Ming was the winner. The ultimate secret punch directly blasted Boros into nothingness. How is this going? Chen Ming suddenly woke up from his dream. When he fought Saitama before, didn't Boros only have 3rd gear? Why did he activate the 4th gear world destruction mode in his dream? Is this also because of the chain reaction caused by his arrival here? Teacher, you are awake. Saitama, who was about to go out for exercise, saw Chen Ming wake up and hurriedly came over. Chen Ming nodded. Teacher, I made some porridge with yesterday's shrimp meat. I have already eaten it. Teacher, please eat slowly. I will go to practice first. Saitama filled a bowl of steaming shrimp porridge and brought it to Chen Ming. Then he moved his body and walked outside while preparing to warm up. Saitama's training method is the same as before. It should grow to what it was before, right? Chen Ming looked at Chiyu's retreating figure and muttered silently in his heart. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 sit-ups and received a physical enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 push-ups and received strength enhancer +1. Ding! Apprentice Saitama completed 100 squats and stood up, and received a speed enhancer +1. Forget it, Saitama can definitely do it. After all, Saitama has defeated Boros without any injuries before, and it will definitely be the same this time. Chen Ming shook his head and threw all these troubles behind him. Fill your stomach first and then talk. Even though it was cooked overnight, it still tastes delicious. After eating and drinking, you feel bored alone. 1. Go out for a walk, speed enhancer +5. 2. Stay in a rental house and watch boring TV shows, strength enhancer +1. 3. Go back to your room and sleep, physique enhancer +1. What is your choice? 1. TV programs are so boring that I feel sleepy. As for sleeping, Chen Ming said that 8 hours of sleep a day is enough. If he sleeps any longer, he might turn into a pig. The streets were full of office workers rushing to get to work in a hurry. There was no trace of panic or worry on the faces of passers-by, and they were obviously not affected by yesterday's strange incident at all. As expected, he is a person living in the world of One Punch Man. The ability to accept is not very strong. Originally, Chen Ming wanted to try his luck and see if he would encounter weird people just like yesterday when he walked on the street. But he wandered until noon, and even Saitama came back after running 10 kilometers. Didn't meet half a weirdo either. It seems that I was really lucky to meet 3 weirdos in one go yesterday. Seeing that it was getting late, Chen Ming could only give up the idea of continuing to look for the weirdo. I plan to go back to the rental house to have lunch first, and then come out for a walk in the afternoon. What's wrong, teacher? Saitama asked confusedly when he saw his teacher suddenly standing there with a frown on his face. Nothing. Chen Ming shook his head and continued walking towards the rental house. Although Saitama was a little confused. But since the teacher said so, he didn't think much about it. Continue to follow the teacher obediently. It seems we have been discovered. In the shadows of a street corner, the slug male weirdo broke out in cold sweat. He looked at the frog man beside him with lingering fear. For some reason, he had a vague feeling that the guy named Chen Ming had discovered them. How is that possible? We are obviously so far away from him, and we haven't met face to face at all. We are just hiding in the dark. How could he find out? The frog man was mid-sentence. Swallowed it back. Because people have appeared behind them. Ah, help. Seeing Chen Ming and Chiyu suddenly appearing in front of them, the frog man was so frightened that his face turned green and he shouted for help. The slug man beside him had already passed out. Teacher, Are you sure they are really weirdos? Saitama tilted his head and looked up and down at the slug man in front of him who was covered in cold sweat and had passed out on the ground. No matter how I looked at them, I felt that the two guys in front of me looked like weirdos. Others have nothing to do with weirdos. Well, don't underestimate these two guys. Chen Ming remembered that when Saitama randomly punched Frogman and Slugman, they were knocked unconscious. So the strength is at least above the ghost level. But judging from the current situation, the strength of these two guys should not be that strong, otherwise they would not be scared like this. Ding, you found two weirdos who are trying to do evil to you. What is your choice? 1. Ask them about their purpose, obtain the eye of investigation. 2. Get rid of it directly, strength enhancer +5. 3. Give them a warning and let them go, physique enhancer +5. What is your choice? 1. The eye of investigation sounds very high class at first glance, so naturally you can't miss it. Tell me, why are you spying on me? What is the intention of the evolution house? Chen Ming glanced at the frogman coldly. You, how did you? The frogman looked at Chen Ming in shock. They have been lurking in the remote mountains and forests. This is the first time he has appeared in front of the world. How did the guy in front of me know that they were from the House of Evolution? I don't want to ask the same question a third time. Either tell me or die. Chen Ming would never be merciful to weirdos. What's more, you can also get considerable rewards. I said, feeling the murderous aura coming from Chen Ming in front of him. The frogman very spinelessly chose to betray the evolution house. Dr. Genos asked us to look around for humans with high potential. Yesterday, you killed 3 weirdos by yourself, so you were rated as having A-level potential. Our task is to take you back to Dr. Genos. The frogman spoke halfway and did not dare to continue. According to past experience, no human being brought back to the home of evolution can make it out alive. Either be transformed by the doctor, or be discarded. In short, none of them ended well. I am being targeted. After torture, you learned that you were targeted by the evolution house. 1. Raise your hands and surrender, save your life, physique enhancer +5. 2. The fish is dead and the net is broken, and the war is declared with the House of Evolution, strength enhancer +5. What is your choice? 2. With Geno's urine, even if he surrendered, he would never be able to save his life. Instead, he would be looked down upon and severely humiliated. So it is absolutely impossible to choose one, and naturally there are only 2 left. Moreover, as long as it survives and develops for a while, it is not impossible to have a chance to fight against the House of Evolution. Immediately afterwards, Chen Ming had an innocent smile on his face, and his expectant eyes fell on the frog man and the slug man. Wait a minute, I told you everything I know. As agreed. Wrong. The frog man stiffened. Only then did I remember. It seems, probably. There was no agreement made just now. Crap. The frog man looked at the enlarging fist in front of him and gave up struggling. Naturally, there is no reason to let go of the weirdo who comes to your door. Moreover, the evolution house is eyeing him, so he will naturally seize every opportunity to improve his strength. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level frog male weirdo and obtaining a strength enhancer +5. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level frog male weirdo and obtaining the physical enhancement agent +5. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level frog male weirdo and obtaining speed enhancer +5. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level frog male weirdo and obtaining an ordinary samurai sword. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level frog male weirdo and obtaining 4 frog legs. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level slug male weirdo and obtaining the strength enhancer +4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level slug male weirdo and obtaining the physical enhancement agent +4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level slug male weirdo and obtaining speed enhancer +4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level slug male weirdo and gaining clairvoyance. Ha! Chen Ming looked at the dark samurai sword lying quietly in the inventory in surprise. Unexpectedly, this frog man actually exploded his equipment. It's just that it's still a white weapon with no special effects. Chen Ming just glanced at it and then moved his gaze to his newly acquired clairvoyance. Clairvoyance Elementary can increase the sight range by 100 meters, and can observe everything clearly within 100 meters. Current proficiency is 1/500th. Within 100 meters range, it's a bit useless to say whether it's far or close. To be honest, it's a bit useless. But if it can be upgraded to intermediate or advanced level, it will be a pretty good ability. Before the enemy notices you, you have already locked onto him in advance and seize the opportunity as soon as he comes up, which is quite good. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 57. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 50. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 45. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, junior clairvoyance. Weapons, crab gloves white, lobster gloves white, katana white. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. Although his strength is still below the wolf level, it is at least a little stronger than before. And the strength of frogman and slugman is only wolf level. From this point of view, the evolution house seems not as scary as imagined. Although Asura Unicorn and Beast King had the strength of the dragon and the dragon 3 years later, looking at it now, they are definitely not that strong. It's not like he has no chance of winning. Here, I give this to you as a meeting gift from my master. Chen Ming took out the big lobster glove and handed it to Saitama standing aside. This, teacher, I'm so embarrassed, Saitama had a look of surprise on his face, with eagerness in his eyes, but he also felt that he had been receiving the teacher's favor all along. Now the teacher wants to give him a pair of boxing gloves that look valuable, which is really embarrassing. Only, what he really wanted to do. Idiot, as a teacher, you have to take care of your disciples. Isn't this normal? Chen Ming rolled his eyes and threw the lobster glove to Saitama casually. Saitama hurriedly caught it. Cherish very much. Teacher, thank you, I really like it. Saitama bowed respectfully. Well, as long as you like it. Chen Ming nodded. But I kept complaining in my heart. Nonsense. Since just now, you brat has been staring at the crab glove in my hand and almost didn't speak directly. Even a fool can see that, right? Well, why does it feel like something is wrong there? While they were talking, the master and apprentice had already returned to the low-rent house. Chen Ming took out 4 fresh frog legs. I'm going to make frog leg hot pot at noon today. Just thinking about it makes me drool. That's bad. When Saitama saw the frog legs on the table, he suddenly put his head in his hands and shouted in annoyance. What's wrong? Chen Ming on the side felt a little guilty in his heart. Could it be that my slow responsive disciple finally realized that all he had eaten in the past 2 days were weird people? Teacher, please wait for me here while I go out. If it's later, I'm afraid it'll be too late. Saitama hurriedly took off his apron, put on his shoes and was ready to go out. Why are you going? Chen Ming breathed a sigh of relief when he found out his little secret. Then he asked curiously, when I saw the frog legs that the teacher took out, I remembered that the weird frog just now also had 4 legs, which was enough for me and the teacher to have a big meal. After saying that, Saitama rushed out directly. Don't give Chen Ming a chance to speak again. Well, it seems that his disciple is more powerful than imagined. Chen Ming touched the tip of his nose. It seemed that he no longer had to carry Saitama carefully when enjoying a delicious meal in the future. It's so abominable. Teacher, I didn't know that that fool took the lead and took away the 4 most delicious frog legs. Don't let me see him in the future. Let me see him, I will be cruel, teach him a lesson. Not long after, Saitama returned to the low-rent house, cursing. Chen Ming had no choice but to swallow back what he was about to say to explain the situation. If he says it now, wouldn't he become the fool that Saitama calls him? It's better to find a suitable opportunity to speak out later. Chen Ming thought so, because Saitama doesn't have a big enough pot at home. You can only chop the frog legs, which are as thick as an adult's thigh, into small pieces and cook them slowly. Pieces of crystal clear frog meat are poured into the spicy hot pot soup and kept tumbling. Just looking at it makes people very appetizing and whets their appetite. Hey, does the boy named Chen Ming live here? Get out of here. Just when Chen Ming and his disciple Qi Yu were preparing to feast and enjoy the delicious food, an uninvited guest came outside the door. With a raised eyebrow, Chen Ming put down his chopsticks and prepared to stand up. However, Saitama on the side moved faster and had already reached the entrance. I don't care who you are, just apologize to my teacher. Saitama looked at the two uninvited guests in front of him coldly. Teacher Chen Ming is the person he respects the most. No one is allowed to insult the teacher in front of him. Apologize. Outside the door, the muscular jackal in a vest showed a weird smile. Haha, brother, is this kid out of his mind? He actually wants us to apologize. You brat, do you know who we are? We are members of the Vest Gang. If you don't want to die, get out of the way. Otherwise, I'll kill you too. The cheetah in the vest glanced at Saitama with cold eyes, a cruel smile on his rough face. I don't care if you are a Vest Gang or whatever. In short, you just insulted my teacher, so you must apologize. Saitama was unmoved, still insisted. You brat, you asked for this. The cheetah in the vest looked at the boy in front of him and didn't even take his words to heart. I feel like my dignity has been challenged. A sudden attack without warning. He punched the young man in front of him in the face who dared not take his words seriously. You know, his punch is very powerful. Even the wall can break a big hole. Not to mention the fragile face of the young man in front of him. One punch, and you'll be seriously injured even if you don't die. The jackal in the vest next to him also showed an unscrupulous smile. Get ready for a good show. Anyone who dares to challenge their Vest Gang must be shown some color. Inside the house, Chen Ming, who was still sitting, saw something was wrong with the situation and was ready to take action. But looking at Saitama who looked serious, he gave up the idea. Since this is what Saitama wants, he will stay out of it for now. And, the frog leg meat in the pot will get old if you don't eat it, and the meat won't taste good when it gets old. Saitama did not retreat, but followed up with a punch. Two disproportionately colored fists, one large and one small, one black and one red, collided heavily. The pride and arrogance on the face of the cheetah in the vest soon turned into shock and pain. The inevitable punch was deflected by the inconspicuous young man in front of him. He had always been proud of his fist, which was harder than a stone, but it also caused piercing pain. One strike, just one blow. His right wrist was actually broken. The jackal in a vest on the side watched in shock as he lost control of his body, flew backwards, broke the wall, and fell downstairs, his eldest brother not knowing whether he was alive or dead. Asshole, what did you do to my big brother? The jackal in the vest gritted his teeth and suppressed the fear in his heart. Apologize. Saitama looked at the two people in front of him with a stern face. Dream, you brat, please wait for me. Soon I will let you know how powerful our Vest Gang is. The jackal in the vest swung his hand towards the ground, and the smoke instantly spread in all directions, blocking Saitama's sight. Taking this opportunity, the jackal in the vest jumped down from the second floor, helped up the elder brother who didn't know whether he was alive or dead, and fled in despair. Before escaping, don't forget to leave a harsh word. Saitama originally wanted to chase him, but was stopped by the teacher. If you don't eat it, the meat will get old, and it won't taste good when it gets old. At first, Chen Ming heard what the two people were talking about the Vest Gang and the two brothers. He was still looking forward to it, thinking that he was meeting acquaintances, the Vest Tiger and the Vest Black Hole. After taking a quick look, I saw that it was just a guy whose name I had never heard of. Instantly lost interest. There is no hot pot flavor in a fight. Yes. After hearing what the teacher said, Saitama stopped chasing after him. Return to the house and start eating with me. Teacher, who were those two guys just now? Are they the teacher's enemies? Saitama asked curiously. Do not know. Chen Ming was also confused about this. After all, it had only been 2 days since he arrived in the world of One Punch Man. In the past 2 days, besides fighting monsters, I was also on the road looking for monsters to fight. There is no time to provoke the Vest Gang. The other end. The jackal in the vest helped the cheetah in the vest back to the headquarters. What's going on? The Vest Tiger, who was furiously pounding iron, frowned when he saw his injured and unconscious younger brother being sent back. Brother Tiger in the vest is the boy named Chen Ming. You must avenge Brother Cheetah in the vest. The jackal in the vest handed the cheetah in the vest to his companion. With a runny nose and tears, he cried to his eldest brother, Tiger, Tiger. Ha, was it the boy named Chen Ming who did it? The vest-wearing tiger's face darkened. No, Brother Cheetah and I came to the door. The boy named Chen Ming was so scared that he didn't even dare to show his face. He hired a skilled handman. Brother Cheetah was unprepared, so he was attacked by that boy. Quote. Moreover, the boy named Chen Ming also said that the Vest Gang should be renamed the Sissy Gang, because the Vest Gang is full of weaklings, and none of them can fight. While the jackal in the vest was trying to save himself and the cheetah in the vest, he also didn't forget to throw dirty water on Chen Ming. Court death. The tiger in the vest looked ashen and so gloomy that he could drip water. Originally, he just planned to beat this boy named Chen Ming to make him give up being the personal bodyguard of Miss Chenxiang Hezi. After all, the Vest Gang had been coveting this fat job for a long time and would never allow outsiders to interfere. But now, since that boy named Chen Ming wants to die, then he will simply let him die. Then he led a group of young men and went directly to the low-rent house where Chen Ming and Qiu were staying. Inside Asaka's villa, Chenxiang Hezi was in her room, thinking about what the expression on Chen Ming's face would be like when he saw her again. The sound of rapid footsteps interrupted her thoughts. Miss, what's wrong? A group of people from the Vest Gang just went towards the place where Mr. Chen Ming lives. The housekeeper's aunt knew that her young lady was very interested in the man named Chen Ming. After getting the news, she was so frightened that she immediately came to inform her lady. What? Qian Shanghezi's expression changed. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Aunt Mizi, hurry up and prepare the car for me, I'm going out now. Chenxiang Hezi felt flustered for no reason. Although Chen Ming can deal with weird people, have certain strength, but in the Vest Gang, there are many people who can deal with weirdos. It is precisely because of their strength that the Vest Gang has become the permanent bodyguard group of the Asaka family. If Chen Ming fights those guys from the Vest Gang, the consequences are unimaginable. Chen Ming, please don't let anything happen to you. All Chenxiang Hezi can do now is pray silently for Chen Ming in her heart. And at the same time, the Vest Tiger and the Vest Gang have arrived in front of the low-rent house where Chen Ming and Chi Yu live. Asshole, give me your vest, Mr. Tiger, and get out. The vest-wearing tiger took a deep breath and shouted loudly towards the room where Chen Ming and Chi Yu were. The tiger in the vest comes to provoke, are you ready? 1. Head-on confrontation, strength enhancer +5. 2. Pretend not to hear and avoid seeing, physique enhancer +5. 3. Escape, speed enhancer +5. What is your choice? Escape is impossible. It's just a tiger in a vest, just a small character. With his current strength, he can be dealt with in a few or two. If the venerable vest comes, that's another matter. As for the second option, if you pretend not to hear, wouldn't that be a coward? How can a man who is upright and upright be a coward? If you want to fight, fight. 1. Chen Ming just wanted to test how strong he was now. Teacher, leave it to me. Saitama at this moment. After 2 days of training, I ate so many rare delicacies from the teacher again. Also got a pair of gloves. He felt full of strength all over his body. I just want a battle to test my strength. Originally, he planned to ask the teacher for advice and learn from each other. But now someone came to my door, and I changed my goal. When did Saitama become a fighting maniac? So keen on fighting. As a teacher, it was hard for him to disgrace his disciples, so he had no choice but to nod in agreement. Get permission from the teacher. Saitama rushed downstairs and came to the Vest Tiger. If you want to fight the teacher, you must defeat me first. Brother Tiger in the vest, be careful, Brother Cheetah was seriously injured by this kid in a sneak attack. The jackal in the vest on the side looked at Saitama and quickly signaled to the tiger in the vest. My little brother has been taken care of by you before. As their eldest brother, what should I do? The tiger in the vest was talking when he suddenly rushed towards Saitama with a lunge. The thick arm instantly burst out with terrifying power, hitting Saitama hard like a cannonball. Because the distance was too close and there was no defense, it was too late to dodge. He could only raise his hands to barely resist. Bang! The tiger in the vest punched Saitama's raised arms hard. Under the tremendous force, Saitama became unsteady and his body swayed a few times, revealing flaws. It is precisely because of this flaw. Caught by vest tiger. Then a rain of fists fell on Saitama. At this moment, Saitama couldn't get out of his way to fight back, so he could only grit his teeth and defend himself in panic. Your apprentice Saitama is under attack and may be in danger at any time. What do you plan to do? 1. Rescue his apprentice Saitama and fight the tiger in the vest. Strength Enhancer +5. 2. Turn a blind eye and protect yourself. Physique Enhancer +2. 3. Find a way to lead the apprentice to escape. Speed Enhancer +5. What is your choice? Unexpectedly, because of Saitama's intrusion, the system actually gave 2 choices in succession. How about letting Saitama try it first before taking action? And then he takes action. Anyway, whoring is free. If you don't do it, it's not free. If you do, it's not free. 1. Chen Ming jumped up and jumped from the 2nd floor. Who are you? The tiger in the vest's combo was interrupted by Chen Ming falling from the sky, and he was alert and took the initiative to distance himself. Chen Ming ignored the vest-clad tiger in front of him. Instead, he turned around to check the injuries on his apprentice Saitama. Originally a handsome young man. At this moment, he has been beaten into a pig's head. The blood stained the clothes on his body red, and he kept breathing heavily, looking very embarrassed. Teacher, I'm sorry, I let you down. Saitama looked guilty and unwilling. Originally, he thought that after training, he would be as different as before and possess a certain degree of strength. But now it seems that it is still the same as before. Facing a powerful enemy, there is still no room for resistance. You are already doing very well. Don't forget, you have only practiced for 2 days. Do you remember what I told you before? Persistence. As long as you persevere, you will become stronger and stronger. Chen Ming patted Saitama on the shoulder. That's right, I can definitely become stronger and stronger. The fighting spirit in Saitama's eyes was rekindled. How dare you ignore me? The tiger in the vest was furious when he saw that Chen Ming ignored him. In this case, the tiger in the vest had a ferocious smile on his face. Then you can't blame him. I'll kill you while you're sick. Naturally, he would not miss this good opportunity for a sneak attack. Saitama, watch out. To deal with such a despicable and shameless guy who likes sneak attacks, 1 punch is enough. Chen Ming was prepared for the sneak attack of the tiger in the vest. At the same time, he did not forget to teach Saitama. Punch out. Hit the vest tiger hard. The ferocious smile on the face of the tiger in the vest turned into shock and horror. Face the coming punch. He was afraid and wanted to escape, but it was too late. The fiery red trap was like a ball of fire. It hit him in the face like a spark hitting the earth. Next moment, the vest tiger felt that the whole world was quiet and there was no sound at all. Then he rolled his eyes and his consciousness fell into darkness. The burly body rolled on the ground one after another before finally stopping. Defeat the vest tiger with 1 punch. Moreover, the tiger in the vest was beaten so hard that he lost all consciousness. Quiet, deathly silence. The people who were originally cheering for the tiger in the vest suddenly stopped talking and were all stunned on the spot. They never expected that their eldest brother, the second in command of the vest gang, would be the vest tiger. In the hands of this young man who looked extremely weak. He couldn't even sustain a single move. What's happening here? Could it be that they were dazzled? Logically speaking, shouldn't the situation be such that the eldest brother should have the absolute upper hand and unilaterally ravage these 2 guys who don't know whether they live or die and dare to steal a vest to help with business? How did things come to this? Does this still make sense? Who is the next? Chen Ming withdrew his gaze and looked at the vest gang and the others standing around him. Everyone trembled when they heard Chen Ming's voice. Just kidding, even Big Brother's vest tiger is no match. It's even less possible for people like them. Don't leave if you have the guts. Wait until our Big Brother comes to teach you a lesson. The jackal and the others hurriedly lifted up the tiger in the jacket who had passed out, leaving a harsh word before running away in despair again. I understand. Thank you teacher for your teaching. I saw the teacher's punch just now. Saitama realized, he finally understood that what he had been lacking all along was strength. When the strength reaches a certain height, No matter whether you are sneak attack or conspiracy, it is all useless. For all of these, just one punch is enough. If Chen Ming knew that Chiyu had come to such a conclusion, he would definitely laugh or cry. Because what he wants to teach Saitama is to let Saitama learn to see all directions and listen to all directions, stay alert at all times, and then find the opponent's weaknesses in the shortest possible time to counterattack and win. As for why the fight ends with one punch, it is said that the tigers in the vest are unexpectedly weak. Did you catch up? Seeing that Chen Ming was safe and sound, Chen Xianghezi couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief, and his hanging heart finally fell to the ground. Then he walked towards Chen Ming. Is this Master's wife? Hello, Master's wife, I am Saitama, the teacher's new disciple. Please take good care of me in the future. The pig-faced Saitama saw Asaka Heka walking straight towards the teacher. He directly regarded Chen Xianghezi as the teacher's wife. Don't talk nonsense, Miss Asaka Heka and I just met once before, there is no other relationship. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. This Saitama is too brave to say it. Although Asaka Heka is indeed his type. But after all, they only met once, who can say what will happen in the future? Sorry, I'm so embarrassed. I thought this was the teacher's wife. When Saitama heard that he had recognized the wrong person, he quickly apologized. It doesn't matter. Chen Xianghezi secretly looked at Chen Ming beside him, then blushed and lowered his head. If you marry him, you should be very happy, right? Oh my god, what's going on here? How could you think of such a thing? Didn't she come to confirm Chen Ming's safety? Chen Xianghezi shook his head desperately, forcing himself to calm down. Get rid of distracting thoughts in your mind. He didn't dare to look at Chen Ming, who was standing aside. I'm afraid that I will have random thoughts again next moment. Well, Chen Ming, you and your disciples had better move to another place quickly, because I heard that the people from the Vest Gang will be arriving soon. Don't underestimate the Vest Gang. They are a famous group in the area. There are many people in the group who can defeat weirdos. You two are no match for them. It will be very dangerous to stay here. Quote. The Vest Gang. They're already here. Chen Ming shrugged and said calmly. Where are they? Chen Xianghezi looked nervous, raised his head and looked around. It seemed that she had no choice but to reveal her identity. I hope those guys from the Vest Gang, considering her status as the rich daughter of the Asaka family, can let Chen Ming and his apprentice go. They came and then they left. Chen Ming explained simply. What do you call coming and leaving again? Chen Xianghezi was a little confused, with confusion in his eyes. I feel like I'm almost confused. According to the literal meaning of Chen Ming's words, the Vest Gang had already found Chen Ming before she came, and then left again. But if so, how could Chen Ming be fine? In her impression, when did those guys from the Vest Gang, who had well-developed limbs and could only think with their muscles, become peace envoys and learn to negotiate? My little brother thanked you for taking care of me just now. Now let me play with you with the black hole in your vest. While talking, the Vest Gang appears again. And this time the leader is the leader of the Vest Gang, Vest Black Hole. The tiger in the vest, who had been knocked unconscious by Chen Ming's punch before, followed behind, looking at Chen Ming with eyes full of resentment and hatred. The tiger in the vest stared at Chen Ming with his gloomy eyes, gritting his teeth with hatred. This guy had just caused him to be so embarrassed in front of everyone. I must teach this guy a lesson later. Black hole in the vest, I am Chen Xianghezi, they are my friends, please don't. Chen Xianghezi's heart sank as she looked at the sudden appearance of the Vest Gang. He mustered up the courage to stand in front of Chen Ming. In order to protect Chen Ming, he did not hesitate to reveal his identity. Oh, the black hole in the vest frowned slightly, and then a hint of conspiracy flashed in his eyes. Lizzie, Miss Hezi is in danger. Rescue Miss Hezi quickly. With a sinister smile on his face, he turned his head and looked at a female member of the Vest Gang. Yes, Lizzie, who was wearing a ponytail, quickly stepped forward, and before Asaka Hezi could react, he was forcibly pulled aside. Boy, how dare you kidnap Miss Hezi, I will completely wipe you out. With a loud shout, the black hole in the vest instantly burst out with powerful power. The ground beneath his feet cracked instantly. The whole person suddenly rushed towards Chen Ming, who was standing aside. No, that's not the case. I was not kidnapped by him. Chen Xianghezi still wanted to explain, but it was too late. The battle has begun. Chen Ming looked like he was stunned, frozen in place, motionless. The smile on the face of the black hole in the vest became even brighter, with a ferocious smile on his face. Boy, just accept your death. If you want to blame, you can only blame yourself for being too greedy. How dare you touch Miss Hezi that I like? Miss Hezi is mine. No one can steal it from me. Are you worthy? Chen Ming, who had been motionless, finally moved. Raise your fist. A heavy punch to the face with the black hole in his vest. How can it be? The black hole in the vest didn't even react. Chen Ming's fist had already landed on his face. You know, he is running at extremely fast speeds. This guy named Chen Ming. Did you actually keep up with his movements? Not only that, the speed of punching is even faster. How can this be? The black hole in my vest was too late to continue thinking. Because his consciousness has fallen into darkness. The tall body was like a ball, rolling and spinning on the ground, and stopped after more than 10 rounds. The members of the Vest Gang watched all this with their mouths open. You can fit a ball into your mouth. The big boss of the Vest Gang, Vest Black Hole. He also lost, and he still lost to an unknown boy. Who is this kid? Chen Xianghezi, who was still struggling fiercely and wanted to stop the battle, also stood aside in a daze. If you haven't seen it with your own eyes. No, even if she saw it with her own eyes, she still couldn't believe it. Chen Ming actually defeated the Black Hole, the strongest member of the Vest Gang, with one punch. Who is this guy? Why is it so strong? Looking at the black hole in his vest that was blown away by a punch, Chen Ming nodded with satisfaction. Produced by the system, it is indeed a high-quality product. The reason why he was able to defeat the black hole in his vest just now was with one punch. It's because of the use of borrowed force from martial artists' fighting techniques. A large part of the power just now was entirely the vest's black hole's own. Otherwise, even if Chen Ming could win simply by relying on himself, it might not be that simple. Help, help, Mom, I want to go home. Terrible. Ah, run away. Everyone in the Vest Gang watched Chen Ming defeat the big boss with one punch, and their eyes fell on them. Each one of them turned pale with fear and fled in a hurry, fearing that they would become the next target. Not long after, the members of the Vest Gang disappeared as if they had never appeared. Pity. Chen Ming shook his head helplessly. It seems that because the black hole in the vest and the tiger in the vest are not weirdos, the system did not reward them. In other words, all the work just now was purely in vain. The people from the Vest Gang were like this just now, came and left again. Chen Xianghezi finally came to his senses and looked at Chen Ming in shock. Chapter 11. Chen Ming nodded. If there is any difference, it is that the Vest Gang ran a little faster this time than last time. Can't you see that you are so strong? As if he had discovered a new world, Chen Xianghezi looked up and down at Chen Ming in surprise. At first, she was just curious about Chen Ming. But now I really realize that Chen Ming still has such strong strength. Strong? Chen Ming doesn't think so. Not to mention far away. Just the guys from the evolution house who will appear at any time are not something he can solve now. And so far, the only ones I've met are the tiger in the vest and the black hole in the vest, two guys who became C-level and B-level 3 years later. No real strong person has appeared yet. Compared with them, my own strength is still far behind. Chen Ming, we are friends, right? After a moment of silence, Chen Xianghezi suddenly asked an irrelevant question. All in all, Asaka Heka was the second person he met after coming to the world of One Punch Man. Although he had only met twice, he was already considered a friend. Do you hate me? Why do you speak so little every time? It feels so perfunctory. Chen Xianghezi pursed her lips in dissatisfaction, her eyes full of resentment, like a wronged little daughter-in-law. Well, Chen Ming looked embarrassed, but didn't know how to explain it. What can he say? You can't always tell. Because he is a top-notch otaku, he will be very nervous when meeting girls. He doesn't know how to communicate, right? Kiki, I'm just teasing you. Seeing Chen Ming suddenly become nervous, Chen Xianghezi couldn't help laughing. Chen Ming, since you said we are friends, if I am in danger in the future, you must remember to come and save me. Because you are the only friend of mine who is as powerful as you. Chen Xionghezi's eyes curved into crescent shapes, and she smiled with cute little tiger teeth. Okay, if you are in danger, I will definitely save you. Chen Ming agreed happily. Okay, then we've made an agreement. Hee, then consider this as a reward for you in advance. Chen Xiongezi suddenly stood up on tiptoes, kissed Chen Ming on the cheek like a dragonfly, and then left quickly with a shy face. Chen Ming touched the face that was secretly kissed. Watching Chen Xionghezi's leaving figure, a little ripples appeared in my heart. Ding, reached an agreement with Chen Xiongezi, and obtained Chen Xionghezi's favorability +10, and the current favorability is 85. The sudden system beep interrupted this beauty. Chen Ming couldn't help but roll his eyes. What an incomprehensible guy. Teacher, how about we go to the beach for a walk? Saitama on the side suggested. Why are you going to the beach? Do you want to go swimming? Chen Ming looked at his apprentice in confusion. No, I'm hungry and want to see if I can find delicious and free seafood like last time. Saitama looked at him seriously. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. There must be a limit to being very nervous. How can this be a big deal of nerves? It's obvious that you don't have nerves at all. But having said that, I am indeed a little hungry. Because of the interruption from the vest gang, it was already getting late. I'm afraid I won't be able to find a suitable weirdo if I continue walking on the street. After thinking about it, Chen Ming decided to sell the katana that exploded from the frog man's body. See if I can change some money and make do with filling my stomach first. Under the guidance of Qi Yu, Chen Ming found a pawn shop through many twists and turns. As for why Saitama is familiar with the road. Thinking about it, this guy had been a homeless person before, and he had an idea. Hey, isn't this Saitama? What good things are there this time? The pawn shop owner is a middle-aged man in his 50s with a stout body. As for how blessed it is, it can basically be thought of as a human-shaped sphere. Boss, this is my teacher. I am accompanying the teacher this time. Saitama scratched his head in embarrassment, and then introduced Chen Ming to the shop owner on the side. Young man, what good stuff do you have? I promise you, the price is absolutely unbeatable. The fat boss's smiling eyes narrowed into slits, like a cunning old fox. Chen Ming was too lazy to change places. He took out the katana directly. This is. When he saw the knife in Chen Ming's hand, the shop owner's eyes suddenly widened, his face was shocked, his expression was extremely serious, and he even changed his name. Little brother, can I take it over and take a closer look? Chen Ming handed over the knife directly. The pawn shop owner held the samurai sword in front of his eyes for a while and looked at it. First, he looked at Chen Ming and Qiu. Then he showed a look of regret. Little brother, this knife can be said to be very good, but unfortunately it is just a fake. Although it looks very similar, it is still an imitation after all, not the real thing. If it is the real thing made by Master Wada, the price will be at least 100,000 yuan. Quote, I can only give you 30,000 yuan for this knife. This price can be considered very good. You can go out and ask around. For a fake of this quality, other companies will only pay 10,000 or 20,000 yuan at most. There is absolutely no one as generous as me. You can also ask your disciple Qiu, he often comes to my place to sell things, so he should know my character. Otherwise, he would not be able to introduce you to me. Chen Ming didn't say anything, just watched the shop owner in front of him direct and act alone. He had already seen it with his investigative eyes before he came. This knife was indeed made by Master Wada. The shop owner had obviously discovered this just now, so he was so excited. Now that he said it was false, he obviously thought he didn't understand Saitama and was an outsider. I want to take the opportunity to make a lot of money. That would be a wrong calculation. Boss, take a closer look. This knife was given to me by Master Wada when I met him by chance. Is it possible that Master Wada can also send a fake knife? Of course, Chen Ming had never seen any Master Wada, so he just said this to show the shop owner that his knife was definitely real. If you want to fool him, there is no way. So that's it. I never thought that little brother would be so lucky to meet Master Wada. The shop owner froze. Now that it's all said and done. Naturally, it would be hard for him to keep lowering the price. I can only accept the knife obediently at the genuine price. I have money in hand. Naturally, I just have to find a way to spend it. Otherwise, what's the use of making money? Let's go. Teacher will take you to eat something delicious. With his pockets bulging, Chen Ming felt confident. Take Saitama and go straight to the busiest Odin restaurant nearby. Get ready for a big meal. TCH, what? You are so weak, but you dare to call yourself the strongest club. The largest fitness club in Z City. All the members of the vest gang fell to the ground in pieces. The black hole in the vest and the tiger in the vest were given special care. There were multiple fractures and bleeding. You, who on earth are you? Why? The black hole in the vest looked at the silver-haired boy in front of him with a head that looked like a broom, and asked with difficulty. What, do you want to ask my name and then take revenge on me? The silver-haired boy walked to the black hole in his vest and squatted down. There was a wicked smile on the corner of his mouth. No, The black hole in the vest's eyes looked a little flustered as his thoughts were read, and he quickly denied it. It doesn't matter even if it is, remember, my name is Hungry Wolf. You are welcome to come to me for revenge at any time. After saying that, Hungry Wolf put his hands in his pockets and turned to leave. I originally heard that there is a famous club in Z City with many masters in it. So I secretly went down the mountain and wanted to see it. However, the final result disappointed him, as there was no one who could fight. It's better to go back quickly. If you can't get back before dawn, you will be discovered by the old man. But that's bad. Deep in the mountains and old forests on the edge of Z City. A towering, technologically rich metal building that was completely incompatible with the surrounding mountains and forests. This is Dr. Genos' headquarters, the House of Evolution. What's going on? Why haven't Slugman and Frogman come back yet? Judging from the time, they should have come back by now. Did something happen? That's why we were delayed. What can happen? Could it be that I was discovered? Impossible. Although the two of them are not strong in fighting ability, they are very good at hiding themselves. They will never be easily discovered. That is how the matter. Have no idea. The hall was crowded with clones of Dr. Genos. At this moment, there was a heated discussion about the Frogman and the Slugman who were going to Z City. Okay, just send more people. Human genes with A-level potential are rare, so we must bring them back. At this moment, Dr. Genos came out and made a decision. Soon, the Mantis Man and the Hawkbeak Man set off together to Z City to capture Chen Ming. And at this moment, Chen Ming was enjoying delicious food in Odin with his disciple Qiu. Phew, I didn't expect this Odin to taste so authentic. Chen Ming cheered. Sure enough, the most authentic local food is to be eaten locally. Compared with this, the Odin I ate downstairs in my neighborhood for 50 cents a stick was simply rubbish. Eat and drink enough. Master Chen Ming and Qi Yu walked out of the store with satisfaction. Walking on the street, eating at the same time. Two gentlemen, are you interested in becoming a hero? This is a newly established organization called the Heroes Association. After becoming a hero, you can receive a large salary from the Heroes Association every month. Of course, there are also certain obligations. The responsibility is to follow the association's arrangements and rush over to eliminate the weirdos once they appear in various areas. Kindness. Chen Ming looked at the tall young lady in front of him, wearing bunny girl clothes, black stockings and high heels. I wonder if I am dreaming. When the Heroes Association was first established, it actually followed the same routine as those small shops, hiring cute girls to attract business and recruit people. No wonder the Heroes Association is a mixed bag. There are all kinds of people. Originally, he thought that the people from the Heroes Association were indifferent and allowed these people to do whatever they wanted. Now it seems, the Heroes Association also has the same difficulties as the Heroes Association. If we don't recruit some guys like this, I'm afraid there simply won't be enough manpower. Teacher, it seems like wages can be paid here. Do we want to give it a try? Saitama was very moved, especially getting a paycheck every month. In this way, he no longer has to worry about living expenses, and he can occasionally invite the teacher out for a good meal. I like to be free and I don't like to be restricted. Chen Ming shook his head. To be honest, it makes no difference to him whether he joins the Heroes Association or not. Even if he doesn't join the Heroes Association, he still has to fight monsters. And you can fight however you want and whenever you want. But if you join the Heroes Association, you must obey the orders and instructions of the Heroes Association. Just thinking about it is hard to accept. As for the so-called salary, don't be stupid, okay? Just get some dragon-level monster materials and synthesize a purple weapon, or just a golden weapon. Will you still worry about money? TCH, if you don't have strength, you don't have strength. What are you pretending to do here? If you like to be free, go home. Chen Ming just finished speaking. A man came over and sneered at Chen Ming. The people watching the excitement around couldn't help but laugh, stopped, and prepared to watch the excitement. Haha, just go back. Just be a coward and hide at home and don't come out. Let us, the real heroes, eliminate the weirdos. That's right, we are the powerful heroes. Hey, Miss Rabbit, let's have a drink together later. Brother, I'm very powerful. Immediately afterwards, several more muscular men with sinewy faces came over. Chen Ming was laughed at. Chen Ming was fine, but Chi Yu couldn't listen to it. He must teach these guys a lesson for insulting his teachers. Never mind. Chen Ming shook his head. There was no reward for getting rid of these guys, it was just a waste of effort, and he was too lazy to take care of them. Haha, listen to your teacher. Get out of here. Yes, this place does not belong to you weaklings. Don't wet your pants when you see weird people in the future. When several people saw Chen Ming and Qiu, they remained silent. Instead of restraining themselves, they intensified their behavior. It's as if their fun is to make fun of others. The bunny girl handing out flyers on the side also frowned unconsciously. Is it really okay for such a person to become a hero? Let's go back to sleep. Chen Ming yawned. As for the curses in his ears, just treat them as if someone was spitting feces. Yes, although Saitama was unwilling to give in, since the teacher spoke, he could only follow behind obediently and prepare to leave. Found it. At this time, as strong winds hit, two weirdos, the Mantis Man and the Eagle Build Man, suddenly appeared in the crowd. Ha, weird. The weirdo is coming, run away. No, we have a hero. That's right, heroes. There are heroes who can deal with weirdos. Everyone who was panicking and preparing to escape suddenly stopped, and their eyes fell on the few people who wanted to sign up to become heroes. Don't panic, everyone, it's just two weirdos. As long as I, Prince Javelin, are here, there will definitely be no problem. A man wearing sportswear, with muscles all over his body and a javelin in his hand came out. Looking at the two weirdos in front of him, he felt confident. Ah, it's Prince Javelin, I've heard of him. I've heard about it too, but I didn't expect that he is actually in RZ City now. I heard that he killed 3 weirdos with a javelin in Y City before. Nonsense, there are obviously 6. My eldest cousin's second aunt's third nephew's neighbor's cousin's husband is in City Y. He saw this with his own eyes. Okay, I'll leave it to you, Prince Javelin. Prince Javelin the first love you. There was a roar of cheers from the crowd. Hearing the crowd calling his name, the Javelin Prince was very pleased. Little Sister Rabbit, don't be afraid. As long as I'm here, I won't let any weirdos hurt you. After I defeat these 2 weirdos, how about we go have a drink? Prince Javelin showed a smile that he thought was cool and charming. In front of everyone, he started to make an appointment with the bunny girl next to him. As long as you can defeat these 2 weirdos, I am willing. The bunny girl nodded repeatedly. She would agree to anything, let alone a drink. As long as these 2 weirdos who don't seem to be trivial can be dealt with quickly. Okay, then let's make an agreement. Prince Javelin rolled his eyes. Then he turned around. Today, you can die in the hands of my Javelin Prince, it's you. Boom. Before the Javelin Prince could finish his words, the hawk-beaked man slapped him away with his wings. It rolled more than a dozen times in the air, and finally hit a trash can nearby. You keep talking and it's really an eyesore. From beginning to end, the hawk-billed man never even looked at this Javelin Prince. Javelin, Prince Javelin has been defeated. Hey, are you kidding me? Isn't Prince Javelin very strong? Why was he defeated so quickly? Even Prince Javelin has been defeated, so what should we do? Run away. Help. The people who originally planned to watch the excitement fell into panic again when they saw that the Javelin Prince was defeated with one blow. Want to escape as soon as possible. At this moment, another sturdy man wearing boxer clothes came out. TCH, I was really looking forward to it, but I didn't expect that he was just a brainless guy. Iron Fist Harris. Everybody, we're saved. This is Iron Fist Harris. Haha, great. Iron Fist Harris is here too. Is it because he wants to sign up for the Hero Association that so many powerful characters appear here? What a blessing. Come on, Lord Iron Fist Harris. Master Iron Fist Harris, destroy the weirdos. The panicked crowd immediately fell silent, cheering for Iron Fist Harris and shouting Iron Fist Harris' name loudly. Haha, I am indeed suitable for standing in the spotlight. I feel that everyone around me is looking at me. Iron Fist Harris felt unprecedented satisfaction. Open your arms. Welcome the shouts of those around you. Don't worry, these two weirdos are covered by my Iron Fist, Mr. Harris. I will definitely use a pair of Iron Fists to protect everyone. Yeah, long live Mr. Harris. Come on, Mr. Harris. Harris. The people around him fell into a sea of cheers. You two, come together. Iron Fist Harris hooked the Mantis Man and the Eagle-Billed Man. Next, it's time for him to perform with everyone watching. But the next second, the figure of the Mantis Man suddenly disappeared from the spot. Everyone just felt a blur in front of their eyes. Haven't even seen how it happened. Iron Fist Harris' chest had been cut open, revealing horrific wounds, and blood flowed everywhere as if for free. Instant kill. Another instant kill. Iron Fist Harris fell into the hands of the Mantis monster in front of him. Everyone was already desperate. Even these famous heroes are no match for these two weirdos. Then who can protect them? Ding. The Mantis Man and the Hawkbeak Man of the Evolution House are ready to catch you. What is your choice? 1. Fight. A real man never retreats, obtains strength enhancer +7. 2. Hide, take a long-term plan, stay here for now, and then go get the lost face back when you have grown up. Get physique enhancer +6. 3. Escape, escape from Z City. Run as far as you can. Speed enhancer +8. What is your choice? Joke. It's not easy to meet two weirdos, how can you miss such an opportunity? 1. Chen Ming couldn't wait and chose the first option without thinking. Come on, let me see how strong you two are. Chen Ming hooked his hands at the Mantis Man and the Hawkbeak Man. Look, someone is standing up again. Who is it? Is it that powerful hero again? This guy looks familiar. I seem to have seen him somewhere, but why can't I name him? Is it him? The guy who was so humiliated just now that he didn't even dare to fart. Asshole, what does this weakling want to do? Does he want to die? If you want to die, just stay away. Why do you have to provoke weird people? What should I do? The weirdo has come over and I can't escape. Everyone gritted their teeth in anger as they looked at Chen Ming, who was so aggressive. Originally, they could sneak away without the weirdo noticing them. But now the weirdo's attention is attracted by Chen Ming, and also by them behind Chen Ming. Now it's okay, there's no chance to escape. I can only wait silently in my heart, praying that these two weirdos will leave here after killing Chen Ming. The target appears. The Mantis Man turned his head, looked at Chen Ming aside, and compared the photos in his hands. It was confirmed that Chen Ming was the person they wanted to arrest. Hurry up and take action. The longer we stay here, the more likely we are to attract real strong people. It will be difficult to leave if you want to leave then. The hawk-billed man on the side used his keen observation skills to observe the surroundings, always alert to the arrival of the truly powerful people in Z City. Okay, leave it to me. Mantis Man nodded. Take a step forward. Boy, if you don't want to suffer, just follow us, otherwise, that guy just now will be your slave. Mantis Man hasn't finished speaking yet. The young man named Chen Ming in front of him suddenly became angry. Took the lead in launching the attack. Juju, you don't overestimate your own capabilities. How dare a mere human being be my enemy? I'm going to teach you what it means. The Mantis Man didn't take the rushing Chen Ming to heart at all, and a trace of contempt flashed on his face. However, the next second, a fist magnified infinitely in its eyes. PFF'd. The Mantis Man's head was instantly shattered. Blood flowed all over the ground, staining the ground red. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level Mantis male monster and obtaining a strength enhancer +6. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level mantis male monster and obtaining A+5 physical enhancement agent. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level mantis male monster and obtaining speed enhancer +9. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level mantis maniac and obtaining a pair of mantis scythes. Yes, I didn't expect that the reward for killing a mantis male monster would be almost twice as high as killing a crab monster. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20. Strength, 80. Constitution, 55. Speed, 54. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance. Weapon, crab gloves white. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. Looking at his current attributes, Chen Ming is quite satisfied. Especially in terms of strength, equipped with crab gloves, it can reach 85 directly. Unfortunately, there is still a big gap in physical fitness and speed. But after this period of exploration, Chen Ming also summed up some experiences. When you fight monsters with strong attacks, you will get more strength enhancers as rewards, monsters with thick skin and rough flesh will get more physical enhancers, and then there are speed monsters, you will get more speed enhancers. For example, the Mantis Man just now was rewarded with 6 strength enhancers and 9 speed enhancers. I just don't know how much I will give if I get rid of this hawk-mouthed man. Chen Ming's eyes moved to the frightened man with the beak in front of him. Asshole, you actually killed Mantis Man. The hawk-billed man's eyes tightened. From its perspective, this should have been an easy task, but it didn't expect that this human named Chen Ming would be so strong. One blow killed Mantis Man, who was as powerful as him. Its unique hawk-like sense told him that the human young man in front of him was very strong. If you attack him rashly, your life will be in danger. But it had no choice at the moment. If he goes back empty-handed, what awaits him will be the wrath of Dr. Kinos. Hateful. It seems that I can only use that trick. The hawk-billed man gritted his teeth and mustered up the courage to take out a small bottle of purple potion from his arms. Just throw it into your mouth and bite it. The purple potion was poured into his stomach instantly. Ah! The hawk-billed man let out a piercing and terrifying scream. Everyone around them who had been stunned all came to their senses, covering their ears with painful hands. Asshole, you forced me to do this. The originally dark eyes of the hawk-billed man turned blood red at this moment, and his eyes became particularly sharp. The rampaging hawk-billed man. Because he took the berserk potion developed by Kinos and entered a berserk state. In the rampage state, the strength and speed are doubled, the pain is weakened, and 80% of the intelligence is also lost. The rampage lasts for 3 minutes. After the rampage ends, you will become extremely weak. Chen Ming opened his investigative eyes. Check the status of the hawk-billed man. Rampant state. Look at the hawk-billed man in front of you. The first thing Chen Ming thought of was Asura. He remembered 3 years later. Asura from the House of Evolution also entered a state of rage, and his whole body turned purple. I originally thought it was Asura's exclusive skill. Now it seems, it was probably Asura who secretly took the berserk potion while Saitama and Genos were not paying attention. However, the effectiveness of the rampage potion 3 years from now will be much stronger than it is now. The rampage potion should still be in the experimental stage now, otherwise it would not be possible for only 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Chen Ming had a headache. 3 minutes is neither long nor short. If we make use of the terrain, we have a chance to survive these 3 minutes. Then the eagle-billed man entered a period of weakness, and then he eliminated the hawk-billed man in one fell swoop. But he wanted to try it again. Will you get additional rewards if you defeat a monster in a rampaging state? After hesitating for a while, Chen Ming finally decided to seek wealth in danger. At worst, if you really can't beat them, just delay. Ouch! The hawk-billed man, who had almost lost all his mind, opened his mouth and screamed. A sound wave that was difficult to see with the naked eye centered on the hawk-billed man and spread in all directions. The glass and display windows of the surrounding shops were all broken. Everyone covered their ears in pain and fell to the ground. Chen Ming frowned. Unexpectedly, this hawk-billed man has such a skill. Then he found 2 balls of cotton and quickly stuffed them in his ears. Although the sharp sound was not completely blocked, its power was much weakened. taking advantage of the opportunity before the hawk-billed man could react. Chen Ming used the surrounding buildings to hide his figure when he was less than 5 meters away from the hawk-billed man. Rise up violently. A punch hit the eagle-billed man's wing where it connected with his body. This is the most vulnerable spot on the bird. Hollow bones can be easily broken. However, Chen Ming underestimated the ability of the hawk-billed man in a rampaging state. Just when Chen Ming was about to succeed in his plan, the hawk-billed man suddenly retracted his wings. Protect fragile joints under feathers. Chen Ming's punch finally hit the dense and hard feathers. Didn't even leave a mark. The hawk-billed man resisted Chen Ming's punch, then flapped his wings and started to fight back. A pair of sharp eagle claws grabbed directly at Chen Ming's head. Life or death makes no difference to Dr. Kino's. This is also the reason why it can safely and boldly use rampant potions. Chen Ming moved flexibly, constantly changing positions. Each time the eagle's talons landed in the air, the ground covered with hard rocks was like paper in front of the eagle's claws, easily destroyed. Is it really just a matter of delaying time? Chen Ming's dodge game was awkward, his brain was running rapidly, and he was unwillingly looking for a solution. Got it. I saw a narrow alley not far ahead. Chen Ming had an idea. He ducked to avoid the attack from the hawk-billed man, and then rushed into the alley. Watching the prey slip away from your hands again and again, the hawk-billed man finally got angry. Let out an angry cry. Without thinking, he chased after him directly. The huge body was stuck directly in the narrow alley. However, the hawk-billed man, who had lost most of his sanity, could no longer think about anything else. There is only one thought in my mind now. That is to take the guy in front of you, or this guy's body, back and hand it over to Dr. Kino's. Wow! The narrow walls continued to crack under the hawk-billed man's struggle, and rocks fell from the roof overhead from time to time. The opportunity has come. The sounds of struggling behind him got older and quieter. Chen Ming knew that the time had come. The hawk-billed man was now stuck in the narrow wall, unable to move. He could only roar angrily. But for Chen Ming, who plugged his ears, it had no effect. Next, it's time to harvest the fruits of victory. Chen Ming raised the corners of his mouth slightly, with a victor's smile, and walked towards the hawk-billed man step by step. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level eagle-billed male weirdo and obtaining the strength enhancer +8. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level eagle-billed male weirdo and obtaining the physical enhancement agent +8. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level eagle-billed male weirdo and obtaining speed enhancer +12. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level eagle-billed male weirdo and gaining the shock. Shock can instill fear in the enemy, greatly weakening the enemy's strength, and even make the enemy give up resistance and voluntarily admit defeat. The stronger the enemy, the weaker the effect, or even ineffective. Well, Chen Ming's eyes fell on the newly acquired combat skills. It's a skill that seems very practical. It would be nice if there were no additional explanations later. If that is the case, he's going to find a dragon-level weirdo now. Before the fight begins, give it a shock. Then easily harvest dragon-level monsters. I believe that my strength is definitely like riding a rocket, rising rapidly. But it's a pity. With the latter sentence, the combat skill of shock becomes a bit useless. To deal with monsters of equal or weaker strength, there is no need to intimidate. Even if you use it against a very powerful monster, it will be useless. Forget it, you picked it up for free anyway. If you don't want it, it's free. Chen Ming shrugged. Then he began to observe the reward for killing the eagle-billed man. In fact, it was just as he expected. Because the runaway potion improved the hawk-beaked man's strength in a short period of time. Therefore, after the final kill, a relatively high reward was obtained. Especially the speed enhancer, in addition to the novice gift pack, has exceeded double digits for the first time. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20. Strength, 88. Constitution, 63. Speed, 66. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, crab gloves white. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. One step closer to being a wolf. By the way, I almost forgot. Chen Ming looked at a pair of mantis sickles lying quietly aside. Start compositing directly. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successful simulation synthesis and obtaining the Death Scythe White. Weapon name, Death Scythe. Weapon quality, White. Strength +6. Special skill, Bleeding. Ah, there is a special skill when synthesizing the third equipment. What is this bleeding thing? Chen Ming stared closely at the death sickle in front of him. Bleeding. After being attacked, a continuous bleeding damage will be left, lasting for 3 seconds, and the effect will gradually weaken. What am I doing? Chen Ming cursed directly. Can you be more serious when giving rewards? This girl of yours, do you think she is playing a high-end game? The bleeding continued and gradually weakened within 3 seconds. I just want to ask, among your sisters, who was cut by a sharp object and didn't bleed? If this cuts off a large artery, he will die if he bleeds, okay. Bai was excited. Chen Ming just glanced at it and threw the death sickle into the corner, not even wanting to look at it again. Teacher, are you okay? The eagle-billed man is 3 to 4 meters tall. Completely blocking Saitama's sight, Saitama, who couldn't see the teacher, could only shout inside. Fine. Chen Ming tiptoed, and with the help of the eagle-billed man's body, he rose into the air, performed a beautiful flip in the air, and then landed on the ground. Teacher, is this hawk-billed man very strong? Well, he's very strong. He's the strongest weirdo I've encountered so far. If this guy hadn't been so stupid, he might have been injured today. Chen Ming expressed his heartfelt evaluation. The hawk-billed man in the rampaging state has already entered the wolf level. If faced head-on, he would be no match. It can only be said that fortunately the hawk-beaked man was not very smart when he was in a rage, otherwise he would have been even more embarrassed today. That's great. If it weren't for the teacher, today would probably be very dangerous. Even the teacher thinks they are strong, so these two weirdos must be very strong. If there were no teachers around, just relying on these people, I might not be able to resist at all. After the meal, the exercise is over. I feel a little sleepy. Let's go back to sleep. Chen Ming yawned and greeted Saitama to walk towards the rental house. Coming. Saitama took 2 quick steps and followed him. The 2 masters and apprentices, one behind the other, walked towards the low-rent housing and quickly disappeared from everyone's sight. Hey, did you just see that? Look, you see, is that guy actually so strong? He actually defeated that mantis monster with 1 punch. And killed that eagle-billed monster. Compared with him, Prince of Javelin and Harris with Iron Fist are just a joke. That's right, you can't even block a monster's blow, but you still have the nerve to call yourself a hero. I think that guy just now is more like a hero. The people who were still laughing and watching the excitement before witnessed the battle just now. There is a one-sided situation at the outlet. He completely fell towards Chen Ming. As for the previously popular Javelin Prince and Iron Fist Harris, they are not enough to watch. But don't you think it's strange? At this moment, a person suddenly expressed a different opinion. That guy obviously doesn't look strong, so how could he defeat the mantis monster with 1 punch? The only reasonable explanation is that the mantis monster is actually not strong at all. The reason why we think it is strong is entirely because it defeated Iron Fist Harris, that's all. And Iron Fist Harris may have a false reputation and not much strength at all. And if that person is very strong, then why didn't he directly fight the eagle-billed monster head-on? On the contrary, he was forced into a small alley in a very embarrassed manner. The hawk-billed monster was stuck in the alley and could not move. I think even a 3-year-old child could easily kill it with a knife, right? As soon as the man finished speaking, people who were still praising Chen Ming for his strength were all stunned. Yes, the reason why they think the mantis monster and the eagle-billed monster are better is entirely because of the Javelin Prince and Iron Fist Harris. What if Prince Javelin and Iron Fist Harris are also deceptive gimmicks? In fact, they are just 2 swindlers who don't have much strength at all. Therefore, the mantis monster was defeated by the young man behind him with 1 punch. As for the hawk-billed man who still had some strength, he killed himself entirely because he was too stupid. What? I thought that guy was so strong. It turns out it's just that the weirdo is too weak. That must be the case, otherwise why did that guy leave immediately after taking care of the weirdo? He must be guilty and afraid of being exposed by us. Now it seems that it is nothing more than that. Everyone's words, your words, my words, reduced Chen Ming to worthless. It seems like what just happened can be done by anyone. But right in the corner, a figure was silently watching Chen Ming and Qiu master and apprentice go away. Huh, where are the people? The black shadow has been quietly following Chen Ming and his apprentice, but after a turn. But Chen Ming and Qiu suddenly lost sight of them. I was shocked and looked around quickly. Are you looking for me? At this time, Chen Ming took Qiu out of the hiding corner. Chen Ming had already been alert to the people following them. But judging from the other person's aura, he wasn't a weirdo, so he didn't pay much attention. Sure enough, as the intelligence said, your perception is very keen. Hai Ying was not surprised at all when he saw that he was discovered. Because according to the intelligence, even Slug Man, who was good at hiding his traces, was easily discovered by the other party, let alone him. Who are you? Why are you following us? Saitama took a step forward. He questioned the suspicious guy in front of him. Don't get me wrong, I have no ill intentions towards you, I'm just curious about you. Black Shadow explained quickly. At this time, a round of moonlight shone down and fell on the Black Shadow. The true face of the Black Shadow was revealed. It's you. Looking at the Black Shadow, his face was unusually pale and his eyes were slightly red. Chen Ming immediately guessed the identity of the other party. Zombie Man. This is the only experimental subject to escape from the House of Evolution. You know me. The Zombie Man was very surprised. Yes, Zombie Man. He has an immortal body. He is the only experimental subject to escape from the Evolution House. His code name in the Evolution House is 66. Am I right? Chen Ming raised the corner of his mouth and revealed all the information he had about the Zombie Man. Yes, it's me, but there's something wrong. I didn't escape. The Zombie Man raised his head, his expression a bit bitter. To be precise, I was an experiment abandoned by the House of Evolution, because my abilities are of little use to them. Abandoned? Chen Ming looked strange. If so, it all makes sense. He had always thought it was strange before. Even the most powerful one-horned immortal Asura among dragons and the Beast King below the dragon level were unable to escape from the House of Evolution. Why was a zombie man whose real strength was only Guidian able to escape from the Evolution House? I originally thought the zombie man was hiding some strength. Unexpectedly, it was because he was abandoned by the Evolution House. But the specific situation is definitely not as simple as the zombie man said. According to his guess, the zombie man must have been blown to pieces by a test object during the experimental battle. Genos was careless and disposed of the zombie man's body without careful inspection. Then zombie man returns to his old self outside. Then what do you want from us? Back to topic. Chen Ming frowned and asked. I'm looking for you, to be precise, I'm looking for you. I have two purposes. The first is to remind you to be careful of the Evolution House. No one who is targeted by them has ever been able to escape smoothly. The Evolution House, the home, is far more powerful and terrifying than you think. The second reason is because I am very curious about you. As far as I know, so far, the human beings who have been rated as A-level potential by the Evolution Home all have very high potential. If we can continue to grow smoothly, we will definitely become a strong person. After seeing you fight with the weirdos from the House of Evolution, it proves that my judgment is correct. If you can successfully escape the pursuit of the House of Evolution, you will definitely grow into a strong man in the future. I wish you good luck. The zombie man smiled kindly. Then he turned around and left neatly. What a strange guy. Looking at the zombie man who just walked away, Saitama shrugged. After watching the teachers fight just now, he was very itchy. He originally thought he could take the opportunity to fight, but he left immediately. Come on, let's go back to bed. Chen Ming glanced at the zombie man's leaving figure. Frowning slightly, the Evolution House that the zombie man just said is far more powerful and terrifying than imagined. Is he talking about Asura, Beast King and the others, or is there some secret weapon hidden inside? Do not care. No matter what he has in the Evolution House, as long as he dares to come, he will take it all. Evolution House. We just lost the signal from the Hawkbeak Man and the Mantis Man again. Asshole. What's going on? Did something happen to you? Do you want to send more people? Forget it, the computer has detected that there are several terrifying auras moving in City Z. Before the final experiment is completed, it is better not to provoke them for the time being. Genos took a deep breath. Now that the situation was critical, he could only temporarily give up his plan to hunt down A-level potential humans. After all, his experiment has reached a critical moment. If successful, it will achieve an unprecedented breakthrough. Hero Association Z City Branch. I heard that 2 weirdos appeared tonight and were killed by a young man. If he could kill 2 weirdos in one go, this young man must be very strong. Should we invite him in? Is this necessary? I heard that those 2 weirdos are very weak, even the weakest wolf level. Otherwise, they would not be able to be eliminated by a young man in one breath. Having said that, they are still 2 weirdos, and the young man is not very old. If we focus on training in the future. Enough. Our resources are limited, how can we waste it on a guy who only has some potential? Instead of wasting it on such an unknown guy, we should work hard to win over those strong men who have long been famous. The venerable shit, how about Bian? According to our current strength system, his combat power is at least above the ghost level. The person in charge of City Z directly interrupted everyone's discussion and made a decision. Now that the Heroes Association has just been established, it must become famous as soon as possible. Only in this way can it quickly absorb new blood and gradually develop and grow. There's no time to waste here. The Venerable Vest has basically reached an agreement, but he still has a condition, which is that all the capable guys in the Vest gang must be included, otherwise he will not join the Heroes Association. The specialist responsible for contacting Venerable Vest told the current progress. This guy is really a headache. If that's the case, then just agree. Anyway, there are a lot of good guys in the Vest gang. The head of the Z City Heroes Association branch had a headache. He had heard some rumors about the Vest gang, but now he could only agree to the terms of the Vest Master. After receiving the news, Venerable Vest, with a smile on his face, was on his way back to the base camp. Prepare to tell the good news to those young brothers. But when he opened the door, he was dumbfounded. Who did it? Venerable Vest's eyes were red. A surge of anger rushed to the top of his head. Yes, it's a guy named Hungry Wolf. At this moment, the voice of Lizzie, the only female member of the Vest gang, came from the corner. Because she is a girl. She was just knocked unconscious by the Hungry Wolf and was not attacked. Hungry Wolf, you fool, I must make you pay with blood and bear the pain that my little brothers are suffering now. The furious voice of Lord Vest echoed throughout the gym. He vowed to avenge his younger brothers. Chen Ming also didn't expect that by some mistake, Hungry Wolf would block a knife for him. Next time you meet someone, be sure to say thank you properly. At this moment, Chen Ming was lying on the bed, tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep. A bold idea flashed through my mind. He arrived 3 years ago. In other words, the Heroes Association has just been established. Those once all-powerful and powerful guys don't know where they are now. Just like Saitama, who is invincible 3 years later. Now he is just a newcomer who has just started to practice. In that case, so why not recruit those S-class heroes now who will be strong in 3 years but still unknown in some corner to form a new team? Thinking of this, Chen Ming felt hot in his heart. But then this idea was discarded. If you really want to form a team, wouldn't that be like the Fubuki team from Hell Fubuki? Just like the evaluation of Hell Fubuki's sister Tatsumaki. Gather a group of trash who are weaker than themselves and form a team of clowns for their own entertainment. Just thinking about that scene makes me feel terrible. Forget it. Chen Ming shook his head and prepared to sleep. And dozens of kilometers away from Chen Ming, in the Chenxiang family manor, inside the villa, Chenxiang Hezi, who was lying on the bed, couldn't fall asleep. All he could think about was Chen Ming. In particular, Chen Ming was like a god of war. He defeated the people in the Vest gang and made them fall into disgrace. He couldn't help but feel ripples in his heart. He also looked forward to Chen Ming becoming stronger one day in the future. A night of silence. The next morning, before Chen Ming woke up, he was woken up by Saitama. Teacher, wake up quickly. What? Chen Ming rubbed his eyes and yawned. Look at this is a flyer handed out by passers-by when I went out for training this morning. Saitama pointed to a flyer in his hand, very excited. It's just a flyer, what's so good about it? Chen Ming glanced casually. When he saw the message clearly on the flyer, he looked strange. Reserve Hero School. What the hell is this? I heard from the person who handed out the flyers that this school is a place dedicated to teaching people to fight in order to deal with the increasing number of weird activities. Teachers, anyone under the age of 25 can sign up, and the tuition is free. Food and accommodation are also included. And if you perform well, you can also receive bonuses. Saitama became more and more excited as he spoke. It feels like this Reserve Hero School is tailor-made for him and his teachers. Not only can they exercise, but it can also ensure their food, clothing, housing and transportation. In that case, let's go and have a look. Chen Ming, who was not interested at all at first, immediately changed his mind when he heard that there was no charge and he could eat, drink and live for free, and receive money at the same time. Originally, Chen Ming thought that there would be no problem in supporting the master and apprentice by selling weapons made from monster materials. You can even live a well-off life and buy a car for transportation. As a result, the two of them had a casual meal of Odin last night and spent more than 90,000 yuan. At that time, Chen Ming knew that he was thinking too simply. If there were no weirdos to eat, the master and the apprentice would probably starve to death. Therefore, since there is a place to take care of food and housing, it is natural to seize the opportunity. The school is not far from here, less than 50 kilometers. Just on the edge of Z City. The master and apprentice decided to set off now. After all, there is really no food at home. With only a few thousand yuan left on their bodies to pay the fare, the master and apprentice went straight to school. This is the Reserve Hero School. That's what it says on the sign. Phew, I finally found it. I looked for it for a long time before I found it. Hey, who is the person in charge here? Is it true that there is no charge? Is there any money left? When master and apprentice Chen Mingqiu got out of the car, the gate of the Reserve Hero School is already full of people. They are all students who have come from various places to prepare for admission. Yes, our school is a place dedicated to cultivating heroes to deal with more and more weirdos. As long as you reach a certain level of strength or defeat enough weirdos, you can receive bonuses, and everything we have is free supply. Wearing all's professional attire, the sweet-looking young lady took the microphone and walked onto the stage. Then if you are very strong and kill a lot of weirdos, are there any extra rewards? For example, a date with you or something. Among the crowd, a shirtless, tattooed, slutty young man grinned evilly. If you can defeat me, I can give you a chance. The sweet young lady smiled sweetly. Ha ha ha, this is what you said. The young man was very moved and immediately pushed through the crowd and rushed to the high platform. Get ready and take action directly. The moves are cruel, focusing on the chest and lower body, and they are all despicable moves. In the crowd and the audience, all the girls were angrily scolding him for being shameless. However, the sweet young lady on stage remained calm and unhurried from beginning to end. Easily dodged the young man's attack. It's just right every time. Asshole. Seeing that the attack for a long time was unsuccessful, the young man cursed angrily, lost all dignity on his face, and threw himself at the young lady with all his strength. The young lady who had been dodging before suddenly took action as if she had had enough fun. Kicked the young man in the chest. It seems like a light kick, but it contains amazing power. The young man, who weighed nearly 200 pounds, was kicked off the platform. Several of the young man's companions hurriedly stepped forward. Our school will not do anything to restrict everyone. There is only one thing. If you want to enroll, you must have a certain level of strength. Like this person just now, his strength is obviously not enough to enter our school. Other students should work hard. I hope you can. We are lucky enough to be teachers and students. After the cute young lady dealt with the young man in an understatement, she continued to introduce him to everyone as if nothing happened. Interesting. Chen Ming looked at the girl in front of him in surprise. After a fight, not even a drop of sweat broke out. Unexpectedly, he turned out to be a hidden master. It seems that the Heroes Association is not as weak as he thought before. In that case, let's start quickly. At this moment, a voice sounded from the crowd. Immediately afterwards, a girl wearing a navy blue slim-fitting gown and dark green hair floated onto the high platform. That's right. To be precise, the girl flew up. It's just that the speed is very slow, and it looks like it's floating up. Hell Fubuki. Chen Ming looked at that iconic figure. Ahem, it's that dark green hair. It was immediately recognized that this girl was the dream goddess of countless otakus. Hell blows snow. Who would have thought that one day I could be classmates with Hell Fubuki? Chen Ming did not expect that even Hell Fubuki would come to the Reserve Hero School. Originally, he thought that with Hell Fubuki's strength, he would definitely enter the Heroes Association directly. After all, awakening supernatural powers means unlimited potential. Anyone with superpowers is a strong person. The difference lies in how strong it is. Miss Hell Fubuki, you don't need to take the test, you can pass directly. On the high platform, the lady in charge of the evaluation smiled and gave Hell Fubuki a pass. Why not test? Is it because of my sister? Did my sister tell you something? Instead of feeling happy about passing, Hell Fubuki was slightly angry. He looked coldly at the person in charge of the test. She has been in her sister's shadow her whole life. No matter what I do, my sister has already arranged it in advance. Even if she came to the Reserve Hero School this time, it was arranged for her by her sister. She didn't want to come at all. With her strength, it is more than enough to join the Heroes Association now. However, she did not dare to go against her sister's wishes. Because she had tried it before. But the end was very tragic. Since then, she has slowly learned to accept it. But deep down in my heart, I never gave in. She has been working hard to improve her strength. I strive to be stronger than my sister one day. Until then, she can be free. Miss Hell Fubuki, don't think too much. I gave you a pass because you are a superpower. Every superpower will become a strong person without exception. Passing the entrance exam is just a process for you. As you can see, there are many people signing up, so there is no need to waste this time. The test girl explained to Hell Fubuki. Hell Fubuki made no sound. He turned around and walked into the school gate. Wow, looks like we came to the right place. I didn't expect there to be a goddess of this level. Hehehe, yes, that figure is as good as the ceiling. If only you could be my girlfriend. I would even shorten my life by 10 years. You two dare to provoke her. I'm afraid you don't want to live too long. Do you know who her sister is? A man next to him shrank his neck, as if he couldn't help but tremble just thinking of that name. Who? Two people from out of town asked curiously. Shocking Tatsumaki. It is said that superpowers are about to be developed to the extreme. Killing monsters only requires a flick of the finger. And what she cares about most is her sister, Hell Fubuki. Anyone who dares to have Hell Fubuki's ideas will end badly. Quote. What a risk. I almost lost my life. The two of them were shocked and very happy. Fortunately, they met kind-hearted people, otherwise they would not even know how they died. Superpower. Teacher, what is a superpower? Is it the ability to fly? Hugh scratched his head and looked at Chen Ming curiously. To be precise, it can fly very high. After reaching a certain level of strength, it can always fly in the air. Chen Ming didn't know much about this aspect either. It was just a judgment based on the trembling tornado. After all, he had never seen tornadoes walking before, they were all floating in the air. But then again, if Hell Fubuki is here, will tornadoes come occasionally? He had had a doubt in his mind for a long time and wanted to find an opportunity to confirm it. So that's it. Saitama nodded in understanding. Miss Kawanako, isn't the test about fighting? Why is it a test of physical fitness and strength? Some people did warm-up exercises and prepared to go up and compete with Kawanako, who was in charge of the assessment. But I was told that the content of the test was not a fight. He immediately asked doubtfully. The competition is for those who want to date me. Normal students pass the physical test. As long as they pass the test, they can become our students. Kawanako explained with a smile. So that's it. Phew, just now I was hesitating whether to give up. Fortunately I haven't left yet. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief after listening to Kawanako's explanation. Teacher, if you take the role, I think you should be able to defeat her. Teacher, do you want to give it a try? Saitama on the side came to Chen Ming and whispered softly. Try it on. Hearing this, Chen Ming kept rolling his eyes. I have seen people cheating on their fathers and mothers, and here is your sister cheating on her master. This girl named Kawanako is at least around the ghost level. He's barely interested in being a wolf now. Wouldn't it be for nothing if he went up to fight? Fortunately no one heard, otherwise the joke would have been a big joke. The school entrance test is much simpler than the Hero Association test. Eligibility conditions have also been relaxed. Basically, people who exercise regularly can pass it easily. For people like Chen Ming and Chi Yu, it was just like playing without any pressure. Hello, where is the canteen? I'm a little hungry. Just stepped into the school gate. Saitama turned around and looked at Kawaneko aside. Feeling Kawaneko's eyes sizing up the two of them, Chen Ming quickly put on a posture of not recognizing him. Can't you be more reserved? At least you have to step into school with both feet before asking, right? Enter the door, turn left and go straight. Kawaneko pointed out the way to the cafeteria for the master and apprentice. Then Chen Ming, who was still reserved just now, threw Saitama away and headed towards the cafeteria. There is no way, after all, people are like iron, rice and steel. If you don't eat one meal, you will get hungry. How can you do this when you are hungry? After eating and drinking, Master Chen Ming, Chi Yu and his apprentice found the dormitory according to the keys in their hands. A standard quadruple room is, to be precise, a large house divided into 4 separate bedrooms. Chen Ming, Master and apprentice Qiu arrived earlier. So I very kindly chose the 2 better rooms that are located inside and have balconies. However, as soon as Chen Ming entered the bedroom, he was dumbfounded. Because, on the bed in the bedroom, there was a very familiar navy blue dress lying there. This is, Hell Fubuki was taking a bath when he heard something moving outside. He walked out wrapped in a bath towel to check the situation. He happened to meet Chen Ming's eyes in the room. The two looked at each other. The atmosphere is very subtle. There is ambiguity in the embarrassment. After Jigoku Shueishui was stunned, he suddenly remembered something, and then his face was filled with frost. He grabbed the bathrobe with one hand and grabbed Chen Ming from the air with the other hand. She was going to severely punish this guy who dared to peek at her shower. No, listen to my explanation. I really didn't mean to peek at you taking a shower. Do you believe me when I said it was just a misunderstanding? Asshole, do you think I'm a 3-year-old child? I can believe your nonsense just by saying a few words. Dream. The teeth of hell blowing snow are clenched. The anger in his eyes almost overflowed. Don't give Chen Ming a chance to explain again. Directly activate the superpowers in the body. Chen Ming must be taught a profound lesson. However, Hell Fubuki quickly froze. I don't know if it's because of the one-handed control. The young man in front of her had nothing to do with her superpower. Seeing Chen Ming in front of him who was not affected at all. I don't know what's going on. The scene of practicing with my sister before appeared in my mind uncontrollably. Hey, is this the so-called superpower? We are obviously both born to the same parents. Logically speaking, the gap should not be so big. Are you really practicing seriously? What, do you think superpowers are a child's play? It doesn't hurt at all. If you continue to waste your talents, I will be very angry. Don't say she's my sister when you get out, it's so embarrassing. This moment, the resentment accumulated in Hell Fubuki was instantly ignited and burst out. The reason why she wants to beat her sister one day. I just want to tell my sister. She is also practicing well. Every time I try my best to practice, she never wastes her talents. Roar, Hell Arashi, accompanied by Hell Fubuki's screams. A hurricane appeared out of thin air in the room. In an instant, everything in the room was floating in the air, spinning faster and faster in the hurricane. Chen Ming, who had never felt anything before, also felt a little bit of pressure. His expression became serious. The waist and horse are one. The center of gravity sank. Stand firmly in place. Be prepared for war. However, the next second, just as the hurricane was about to reach its peak, it disappeared in an instant, as if it had never appeared. Just when Chen Ming was puzzled, a square-shaped object with a faint fragrance that looked like a bathrobe suddenly floated in front of his eyes. Then, as if he remembered something, his eyes moved to Hell Fubuki on the opposite side. Pity. It's too late. At this moment, Hell Fubuki was holding the bathrobe tightly with one hand, her pretty face was blushing, and her face was full of embarrassment. Too careless. It was really dangerous just now. Just a little bit. If I had reacted slower. But, having said that, this guy probably didn't see it just now, right? Hell Fubuki raised his head and secretly took a look at Chen Ming in front of him. Those who saw Chen Ming had long since looked away, not on her. Hell Fukiyuki breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, there was some inexplicable feeling of loss. Frowning his brows, is it because my figure is not good enough? There's something wrong with this guy. He didn't even take a second look at such a good opportunity just now. You know, this is an opportunity that many people can only dream of. And this opportunity was placed in front of this guy, but he didn't cherish it. Teacher, what happened just now? At this moment, Saitama came belatedly and walked out of the room with a yawn. He looked at the messy room with a surprised look on his face, wondering why the living room outside became so messy just after he had slept. Peeping Tom, I will never let you off lightly next time. Humph. Hell Fubuki on the side glanced at Saitama, and then glared at Chen Ming fiercely. Holding the bathrobe firmly on his body, he returned to his room. Teacher, did you do something to that guy? Why is she so angry? Saitama tilted his head, looked at his teacher, then at the tightly closed door, and asked curiously. Children shouldn't pry into adults' matters. Chen Ming said a word and turned to leave. Saitama was left alone in a daze. How could he clearly remember that he was 2 years older than his teacher? On the other side, School Affairs Office, Teacher Kawanako, a wave of energy just erupted in Dormitory A102. Do you want to go over and see what's going on? It should be nothing, otherwise the students would have told us earlier. Kawanako twitched the corners of her mouth and forced out a smile that was uglier than crying. The image of Hell Fubuki appeared in her mind, giving her a headache. This is the trembling Tatsumaki's sister that the Hero Association is currently trying to win over. The Heroes Association also specifically warned me. Be sure to take good care of it. Nothing can go wrong. And the so-called good care means that as long as Hell Fubuki doesn't drop out of school, anything else will do. It doesn't matter even if the school has to be demolished. After all, the school can be rebuilt after it is demolished, but there is only one trembling tornado. If you miss it, there is really no room for recovery. Go back to your room. The more Chen Ming thought about it, the angrier he became. I want to find Hell Fubuki again for comment. Why did he get the reputation of a peeping Tom even though he was so good? But then I thought about it. Still gave up the idea. As the saying goes, good men do not fight with women. Moreover, he also has some responsibility for this matter. If you had done a little inspection before entering, you wouldn't have made such a mistake. But if I don't vent my anger, I really can't let go. You feel a little irritable, want to? 1. I want to do some entertainment programs to relieve stress, strength enhancer +5. 2. Go out for a walk and find some weirdos to vent your anger on, physique enhancer +6. What is your choice? 2. Chen Ming looked at the first option and suddenly felt that this system seemed a bit unfair. What kind of stress-relieving entertainment program is involved? Now he just wants to improve his strength as soon as possible. If you are strong enough. Just now. Ahem. It was definitely not that embarrassing just now. Yes, that's what he wanted to say. Teacher, wait for me, I will accompany you. Saitama, who was about to go out for today's practice, saw his teacher walking outside the school and quickly caught up with him. Although this is a school. But in fact it is just like a training institution. Free access, you can choose to live here or rent a house nearby. Even daily activities are not required. The only thing is that you have to pass tests that are conducted every once in a while. If you pass, you can stay, if you fail, you will leave. Chen Ming is quite satisfied with this. Otherwise, if you go to a serious school and take theoretical classes during the day and practice at night. He had to take his old life. Chen Ming, are you here too? Just when Chen Ming took Saitama out of the school and was about to go shopping. A familiar figure walked over from a distance. It's you. Chen Ming looked at Chen Xianghezi walking towards him, feeling a little surprised. Unexpectedly, the eldest daughter of the Asaka family, one of the best in Z City, would wander around alone. What are you doing here? Of course I'm here. Chen Xianghezi spoke in a long tone, deliberately showing off, with a sly look in his eyes. I won't tell you. You'll find out later. By the way, where are you two going? Just take a walk and get familiar with the environment. Chen Ming said casually. After all, you can't say that he came out specifically to find monsters to fight and upgrade, right? Okay, then we'll see you later. Chen Xianghezi showed her cute little tiger teeth, said hello to Chen Ming with a smile, and then left humming a song, feeling inexplicably very happy. What about weirdos? Where have they all died? Chen Ming wandered around for more than an hour, but he didn't even see the weirdest hair. Extremely depressed, your apprentice Saitama encounters a strange person and is fighting. His life may be in danger at any time. What are your plans? 1. Out of reach, let Saitama seek happiness on his own. Physique enhancer +5. 2. Rush to support as quickly as possible and save Saitama. Speed enhancer +8. 2. What am I doing? Chen Ming's eyes lit up. Saitama is such a lucky star. He wandered around for a long time without making any movement. As a result, news came from Saitama. Chen Ming immediately rushed towards Kyu's location at full speed. In a small forest several kilometers away, Saitama, who had been knocked to the ground by weirdos countless times, got up again. He casually wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with his sleeve. His eyes were staring straight at the weirdo in front of him. The eyes reveal firm belief. He wants to become stronger, stronger, stronger. Before you achieve this goal, you must not fall. What's going on with this human being? Why do you have to stand up again after falling down? Watching Saitama in front of him stand up again and then rush forward without fear to continue fighting. The weirdo who originally had a joking expression showed a trace of panic on his face. He even felt a little timid and wanted to run away. But Saitama refused to give up and followed closely behind the weirdo. Asshole, don't come over. The weirdo looked at Saitama rushing up again and was so scared that he almost cried. He spread his legs and ran towards the forest behind him. Saitama, on the other hand, was a little exhausted and was about to be unable to catch up. Want to leave? It's not that easy. At this critical moment, Chen Ming finally arrived. A sudden step blocked the weirdo's path. A raised fist is a punch. Just when Chen Ming was about to see how much reward he could get this time. But at some point, a young man holding a metal bat appeared in front of him. At the critical moment, a young man suddenly appeared and blocked Chen Ming's inevitable blow with the metal bat in his hand. The bat came with an unimaginable power. The shocked young man's hands instantly exploded and became numb. I can barely hold the bat in my hand. However, when I think of my seriously injured sister. His eyes became sharp again. He gritted his teeth and held on. Just a sweetness in my throat. A trace of bright red blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. The young man wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth carelessly. Still standing between Chen Ming and the weirdo. Why did you save this weirdo? Chen Ming looked at the young man in front of him, his brows furrowed and a little annoyed. At the critical moment, he withdrew 70% of his strength, otherwise this punch would have seriously injured the young man even if he didn't die. Something came to mind at the same time. Although there are very few people in this category, One Punch Man does exist. That is a group of peaceful people who claim to be peace-loving all day long and hope that humans and weirdos can coexist peacefully. Every time Chen Ming saw this, he wanted to punch him. You tell the weirdo peace, but the weirdo just wants to break your neck. You must know that from the beginning of the monster's appearance, he has been on the opposite side of mankind. The two sides are fighting to the death. Either humanity is destroyed, or the weirdos are eliminated. But some fool just can't recognize the current situation. Shouting slogans of peace, but even going to march for it. Then they formed a group to deliver food to the weirdos. The biggest contribution they made was to give the weirdos the opportunity to develop and grow. Could it be that this guy in front of me? Chen Ming raised his head and looked at the young man in front of him carefully. Finally it landed on the metal bat in the boy's hand. That's right, it's him. Although the young man in front of him still had a bit of childishness on his face. But it's 70% or 80% similar to what the metal bat will look like 3 years later. Since it's a metal bat, then there's no reason for this guy to protect a weirdo, right? Chen Ming remembered that Metal Bat's parents had an accident due to weird reasons, leaving him and his sister to depend on each other. Logically speaking, the Metal Bat and the weirdo should be in a fight to the death. There's no way you're going to protect a weirdo. Unless. Chen Ming turned his head and looked around. Finally, in an inconspicuous corner, a little girl covered in blood and frightened was found. Save it. Don't get me wrong, I will kill as many of these beasts as there are. This beast dares to attack my sister. I must kill him with my own hands. Really, the metal bat's words confirmed Chen Ming's guess. That being the case, he could just go with the flow and be accommodating. After all, he's just a wolf-level monster, so he won't lose many attributes. Thank you very much. Seeing Chen Ming give up the weirdo to him, Metal Bat nodded to Chen Ming to express his gratitude. Then he held the metal bat in both hands and walked towards the weirdo. Asshole, your opponent is me next. The metal bat roared and rushed directly towards the frightened weirdo. The weirdo who escaped the disaster quickly came to his senses. Looking at the metal bat rushing over, there was a hint of disdain on his face. He didn't even pay attention to the metal bat. Now its mind is full of thoughts about how to escape later. Little sister, are you okay? Chen Ming walked towards his sister Shanzi who had a metal bat placed aside. I'm fine, where is my brother? When Shanzi heard the sound, he timidly raised his head, his eyes filled with tears, and his face still showed panic. Apparently he still hasn't gotten over the shock just now. Teacher, is she okay? Saitama on the side also walked up. He asked with concern. Although he was injured, it was not life-threatening. Chen Ming checked Shanzi's injuries. Although there were multiple fractures, fortunately, his life was not in danger, which can be considered a blessing among misfortunes. That's great. Saitama heard that Yoshiko's life was not in danger. He breathed a sigh of relief. Do you know her? Chen Ming looked at his apprentice in confusion. Why doesn't he remember that Saitama knew Metal Bat's sister? Chapter 21. Do not know. Saitama shook his head. Then he explained all the causes and consequences of the matter. So that's it. After listening to Saitama's narration, Chen Ming nodded. It turned out that Saitama was about to go back after completing his training nearby, and happened to encounter this weirdo who kidnapped Yoshiko. Then come to the rescue. Next, he and the metal bat appeared one after another. Teacher, am I so useless? I can't even protect a little girl, but I still have the nerve to say that I want to protect humans. Saitama clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. His eyes were filled with unwillingness. He keeps saying he wants to protect humans. But now he can't even protect a little girl. If the teacher hadn't arrived in time, even the weirdo would have escaped long ago. What qualifications does he have to protect human beings? If you hadn't taken action in time, Shanzi would have been captured by the weirdo. If you hadn't dragged the weirdo away, he would have escaped. So, you have done a great job. Chen Ming reached out and patted Saitama on the shoulder. Really? Saitama's eyes lit up. After the teacher's words, he realized that he had done so much. But this is not enough, far from enough. He must become stronger. Become as strong as a teacher. Only in this way can he face any weirdo without fear. Just when Chen Ming was giving chicken soup for the soul to his apprentice Qiu. The battle on the other side is coming to an end. The battle was quite brutal. The originally handsome boy was now as bruised and swollen as a pig's head. Trembling, as if he might lose his footing and fall to the ground at any moment. As for the weirdo on the other side, it's not that good either. His head was covered with bruises and most of his teeth were knocked out. The look in his eyes towards the metal bat was full of fear. Can anyone tell it? What's happening here? It just comes to grab some snacks nearby and take them back to enjoy. Why did I meet these people, each one more perverted than the last? Woo woo woo. I want to go home. The weirdo couldn't help but start to miss its dirty and smelly little nest, but it still belonged to it. There was no chance of going back, though. The metal bat stood firm. His eyes were fierce. His hands were tightly gripping the metal bat. Hit the weirdo hard on the head. In an instant, the blood mixed with the white brain. Scattered everywhere. Get rid of the weirdos. The metal bat raised his head and smoothed his slightly messy hair with his hand. Then he fell to the ground with a puff. Seeing her sister sleeping peacefully in Chen Ming's arms. Feel relieved and fall into coma. Z Central Hospital. Chen Ming stayed in the ward with a grimace. Ya ba. Originally I was going to fight monsters and upgrade. What a beautiful thing. Who knew it would turn out like this? No wonder I didn't mention it. He also paid a large sum of medical expenses in advance. If the smell of blood hadn't attracted two weirdos later. He killed them easily, and then used the materials to make weapons in exchange for some money. I really don't know what to do. You saved my sister and me. The first thing the metal bat did when he woke up was look beside him, looking for his sister. When I saw my sister lying on the hospital bed, well, I breathed a sigh of relief. Then I saw Chen Ming again. To be precise, it was my apprentice Saitama who saved your sister. I just took you to the hospital. Chen Ming pointed to Saitama, who was sleeping soundly beside him. Thank you. If it weren't for you, my sister and I would probably. The metal bat took a deep breath and his eyes darkened, obviously thinking of something sad. But then he managed a smile. I will definitely repay you this kindness. No need. When we first rescued people, we didn't want you to repay us. You and your sister were seriously injured. Let's rest peacefully and wait until the injuries are healed. Don't worry about the medical expenses. I've already helped you. The advance payment will be sufficient until you are discharged from the hospital. Chen Ming said a few words to the metal bat. Then he woke up Saitama, who was sleeping soundly, and the master and apprentice walked towards the outside of the hospital. Teacher, where are we going? Saitama yawned and rubbed his eyes. Where else can we go? Of course. Chen Ming thought for a while and originally wanted to go back to the dormitory of the Reserve Hero School. But when I think about what happened in the dormitory today, something so embarrassing happened. Now when I go back, I will inevitably meet Hell Fubuki again. After thinking about it for a while, I gave up the idea. With the remaining money, I found a small hotel nearby. Then, with the ambiguous eyes of the innkeeper, the master and apprentice moved into the same room. Lying on the bed, Chen Ming remembered that he hadn't had time to check today's harvest. At that time, I was busy saving people and didn't have time to pay attention. Chen Ming opened the system information. They are all rewards for killing monsters. There are also rewards issued by the system for completing the rescue mission. They are all enhancers of strength, physique, and speed. No other items were obtained. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 98. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 95. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 93. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, crab gloves, white. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level part 2. Call. I didn't expect this reward to be so awesome. Ji Susu, who was still a long way behind in physical fitness, caught up with him. It's still just a little short of being among the wolves. It seems that if I find another chance tomorrow, I can successfully be promoted to the wolf. When I think about my strength, I can finally take a step further. Chen Ming couldn't help but grin. In the ward of Z Central Hospital, the metal bat sat on the edge of the bed, looking after his sister. It wasn't until Chen Ming and Qiu left that he remembered and forgot to ask their names. But it doesn't matter. Judging by their appearance, both of them should be from Z City. I believe we will find them soon. A night of silence. The next morning, it was just clear. Chen Ming couldn't wait to get up. Feeling refreshed, I changed my clothes and prepared to go to the nearby mountains and forests. This is the experience he summed up yesterday. There are much more weirdos in the nearby mountains and forests. So Chen Ming is going to take a trip to the mountains and forests, if everything goes well. Before rushing back for breakfast, he was successfully promoted to wolf level. And that's exactly what happened. Chen Ming came to the mountain forest and had just gone less than 200 meters deep. I met a pig-shaped monster who was looking for food. One thought it was breakfast from heaven. One is specifically for killing monsters and upgrading. One person and one weird person, each with their own thoughts. They looked at each other tacitly, and then moved their hands without any surprise. And then, ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level pig-shaped monster and obtaining a strength enhancer +6. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level pig-shaped monster and obtaining the physical enhancer +8. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level pig-shaped monster and obtaining speed enhancer +8. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level pig-shaped monster and obtaining a pair of fangs. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level pig-shaped monster and obtaining 4 pig trotters and 4 pig leg. Finally in the wolf. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose unconsciously. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 104. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 103. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 101. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Explain that the original intention is a passive skill, so it will not appear in combat skills. The same applies to all future passive skills. Weapon, crab gloves, white. Comprehensive strength evaluation. Wolf level, medium. The efforts were finally not in vain. Finally successfully upgraded to the wolf level. Chen Ming vaguely felt that there were some changes in his body compared to before, but he couldn't tell the specific ones at the moment. Anyway, as long as it changes for the better, nothing else matters. If there is any little regret, that's because I was a little anxious just now. Didn't even wait for the system to release the reward task. It's a fly in the ointment. Otherwise, you can get another wave of attribute rewards for nothing. Chen Ming warned himself secretly. It's better to make fewer mistakes like this in the future. After all, free prostitution is really delicious. However, he successfully reached the strength of the wolf and the mission was completed. I was still in a very happy mood and ready to go back for breakfast. However, after taking only a few steps, he suddenly stopped. His eyes were attracted by a strange thing not far away. This is. Chen Ming stepped forward and looked up and down at the strange, round, winter black, autumn black, basketball-sized thing in front of him, which seemed unknown and looked like some kind of egg. System, is this a weird thing? Chen Ming studied for a long time but couldn't figure out the reason, so he simply asked about the system directly. Ding. After testing, it is found that this is the egg of some unknown weirdo. It is edible, hatchable, and has the characteristics of oviparous organisms. The first creature you see will be recognized as the closest person. Ah, looks like I picked up something amazing. After listening to the introduction of the system, Chen Ming's heartbeat inexplicably accelerated a bit. If his understanding is correct, doesn't that mean that he can have a weird baby as a pet in the future? And it's also a pet with wings that can fly. Fly. This is a flying pet. Then ride on. Ahem. Sit on your pet and fly freely in the sky. Isn't that the perfect moment to fill up your body? Chen Ming wiped the corners of his mouth. Decided to take this unknown egg back. No, it was a pet egg, and then hatch it out. Then, hey. It's just that he forgot one very important thing at this moment. That is, it is not just birds that lay eggs. But at this moment, he was so excited that he didn't even realize it. What the hell? Chen Ming copied it with both hands. With a strength value of over 100, he almost couldn't hold the Tamagotchi in his arms. I never imagined that this humble gadget could be so heavy. After struggling for a long time, I finally successfully brought the pet egg back to the small hotel. He hadn't eaten anything to begin with and had been exhausted for a long time. Chen Ming was so hungry that his chest was pressed against his back. He quickly combined the pair of fangs into 2 daggers. I found a nearby weapons store and sold one for 30,000. Then I went to a nearby breakfast shop, bought breakfast for the master and apprentice, and returned to the room. After having dinner with Saitama, I planned to move back to the dormitory. He really didn't want to go back because his roommate was Fubuki. The main reason is that small hotels outside are too expensive. After all, one night's stay costs 2,000. With the little money I have, I can't live here for long. Teacher, are you back? Wait a moment, I'm going to borrow an axe or a hammer from the hotel owner. This eggshell is too hard. I knocked it for a long time without opening it. Saitama said and stood up. I'll lend you my head. This egg is not for eating. Listening to Chiyu's words, Chen Ming was so frightened that his heart almost jumped out of his throat. He quickly stepped forward to check. Fortunately, it's hard enough. The eggshell was not damaged by Saitama. Otherwise, his pet would be in trouble. Sure enough, being tough enough is the last word. Isn't it food? I thought this was breakfast for me and the teacher. Saitama scratched his head, looking embarrassed. Eat this. Chen Ming handed the breakfast to Kyu, and then stood beside the egg. After all, there's no telling when the egg will hatch. He must ensure that the first person he sees is him. Oh, Saitama took the breakfast and looked at his teacher squatting next to the egg with a puzzled expression. Talking to himself, he suddenly became worried. Secretly made up his mind. Save some money and take the master to the hospital for a good checkup. The master and apprentice finished breakfast. Then he checked out of the room and walked towards the dormitory. I didn't see you for one night, and you came back with an egg. Is this an amazing ability? Chen Ming, master and apprentice Kyu have just returned to the dormitory. Hell Fubuki, who was sitting on the sofa in the living room, became sarcastic. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. The corners of his mouth twitched. Why had I never noticed that Hell Fubuki's mouth was so damaged before? But soon, as he rolled his eyes, an idea came to his mind. Turning around, he looked at Saitama beside him. Saitama, let me ask you something. What's the matter, teacher? Tell me. Saitama nodded seriously. What lays eggs? Can they lay eggs? Hens, ducks, geese, etc. Saitama answered quickly, then looked at his teacher in confusion. Teacher, why are you asking this? Nothing, just asking casually. Chen Ming glanced at Hell Fubuki specifically. A smirk twitched at the corner of his mouth. Without waiting for Hell Fubuki to have an attack, he rushed directly into his bedroom. Chen Ming, you fool. Next moment, the roar of Hell Fubuki came from the living room. Hey, fight with me. Chen Ming was very proud. Just kidding, I don't even know where he graduated. I think back then, he was the top scholar in liberal arts in Zuin for consecutive years. I've never been afraid of anyone. This thing is so heavy. It's obviously not possible to put it on the bed. I'm afraid the bed was crushed directly. Those who didn't know thought something had happened. After thinking about it, I finally put it in the corner. Chen Ming didn't know how to take care of himself, so he simply did something to keep warm. The next step is to wait for the egg to hatch on its own. Everyone, come out. Let me introduce you to the new members of your dormitory. Just after Chen Ming took care of the pet eggs, the teacher Kawanako's voice suddenly came from outside. Chen Ming was very curious about this teacher. He couldn't imagine why he was willing to be a teacher here despite being so powerful. Also, I am curious about this new roommate. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. What does it look like? Afterwards, Chen Ming walked out of the bedroom. Then, hi, we meet again. Asaka Hezi, who was standing next to Kawanako, waved at Chen Ming, who walked out of the bedroom. Why you? Looking at the last member of the dormitory, it turned out to be Chenxiang Hezi. Chen Ming looked a little strange. With the Asaka family's strong financial resources and powerlessness, there is no need to endure this hardship. Not to mention that you can hire good bodyguards to ensure your own safety. And those who have funded the Heroes Association can even ask the Heroes Association to send S-class heroes as full-time bodyguards. Just like that local tycoon Hao Daba and his son Hao Wanli. The father and son were eating conveyor belt sushi, and the metal bat accompanied them the whole time. With the strength of the Asaka family, they would never lose to that father and son. It's easy to get the protection of an S-class hero. Are you disappointed that it's me? Chenxiang Hezi raised her mouth, showing an aggrieved look, and then looked at Jigoku Fubuki, who was sipping tea by herself. She can be your roommate, why can't I? How am I worse than her? As he spoke, he deliberately puffed out his chest. Well, Chen Ming had a headache. How could you tell he was disappointed? Just out of curiosity. It seems that you already know each other. In that case, then you can get along well with each other. I have something else to do and I'll leave first. Kawanako on the side was worried about how to introduce them to several people. She was relieved to see that Asaka Hezi and Chen Ming knew each other. Throw this hot potato directly to Chen Ming. I just found an excuse to sneak away. Before leaving, he didn't forget to take a deep look at Chen Ming. Doesn't this guy have any special identity? Otherwise, the eldest lady of the Asaka family would not even ask for a separate dormitory, but would definitely come to this dormitory. And judging from the posture, it was obvious that he was coming for this young man. Forget it, forget it. Kawanako shook her head, throwing all these troubles out of her mind. I have made up my mind that I will never interfere in the affairs of this dormitory in the future if I can. Whether it was Hell Fubuki or the Asaka family, the second largest sponsor of the Hero Association, they were not easy to mess with, so it was better for her to stay away. Hello, my name is Chenxiang Hezi. We will be roommates living together from now on. Please take good care of me. Asaka Heka came to Hell Fubuki in an open manner, showed her cute little tiger teeth, stretched out her hand, and introduced herself. Hell Fubuki just said yes and said nothing. He didn't even raise his head from beginning to end. Chenxiang Hezi's outstretched hand froze in place, and the smile on her face froze. She's like this. Come on, I'll show you your room. The atmosphere suddenly became so awkward. Just when the situation was developing in an increasingly bad direction, Chen Ming quickly spoke out to extinguish the silent smoke. Good. Hearing Chen Ming's words, Chenxiang Hezi turned around, nodded with a smile, and came to Chen Ming's side obediently. Wow, I didn't expect our rooms to be so close to each other, right across from each other. Chenxiang Hezi seemed to have discovered some new world. Suddenly he looked surprised. Turn up the volume. At the same time, he looked at Hell Fubuki aside with provocative eyes. Boring. Hell Fubuki raised his eyebrows slightly and said the second sentence. Listening to Hell Fubuki's words, instead of being angry, Chenxiang Hezi felt like he was the winning little rooster, with a look of pride on his face. It's just not written on his face. Chen Ming on the side felt ashamed. Women are really strange animals. Especially beautiful women. Where did these two people who met for the first time get this desire to win? That's nothing, so I'll go back first. Everything is ready. You can put it away and use it. Chen Ming gave some instructions and turned around to leave. After all, it's a girl's room. After all, it was not appropriate for him to go in as a boy. What, you're not going in this time? By the way, I almost forgot, you like to wait for people to take a shower before going in. Hell Fubuki, who had always disliked speaking, suddenly spoke abruptly. A flash of revenge flashed in his eyes. What am I doing? Isn't it just what I said just now that hens can lay eggs? As for holding grudges till now. Moreover, you can't get over the matter of taking a bath, right? Besides, it's not like he didn't see anything. Chen Ming felt that he was more unjust than Doi now. He was really unjust. Really? Then I'll take a shower now. However, just when he didn't know how to explain to Chenxiang Hezi. Chenxiang Hezi's next sentence, let Chen Ming be petrified directly. What's the situation? Is this Hong Guguo's temptation? Although I have been looking forward to it for a long time. Ahem, no. What to do? Chen Ming was very anxious. I have no experience with such things. Waiting online, quite urgent. Hehe, I just wanted to make that guy angry. Seeing her being proud made me feel unhappy. Just when Chen Ming was stunned and at a loss, a gust of fragrant wind came. Chenxiang Hezi came closer, whispered in Chen Ming's ear. Are you going to come in when I take a shower, or are you going to come in and take a shower with me? Then he raised his voice again. Asaka Heka did not forget to stimulate Hell Fubuki, who was standing beside her. Shameless. Hell Fubuki listened to Asaka Heka's last words. His face was covered with red clouds and he was full of shame. Without saying a word, he returned to his room. Asaka Hezi, who won the final victory, returned to the room with a proud look on her face. He quietly looked at Chen Ming beside him, and a trace of shame flashed through his eyes. In the living room, Chen Ming was left alone and messy. He said it was very big. You two can't deal with each other. Don't take it out on me, okay? I'm not a veteran cadre. Is it okay if you can't stand such a test? You feel your energy and blood surge, do you want it now? 1. Entertainment minigames to let off steam, strength enhancer +5. 2. Go out for a walk, physique enhancer +6. What is your choice? Fun for your sister. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. He now seriously suspected that the system was trying to lead him down a wrong path and achieve some ulterior purpose. The system expresses that it is aggrieved. It just wants the host to relax and vent. Holding it in is not good for the body. 2. Chen Ming gritted his teeth and chose the second option. After 2 days of enrollment, The campus, which originally seemed a bit empty, was already filled with people. Some come in groups, others alone. Many people are getting familiar with the new environment. There are also some people who are tired of playing entertainment games and are looking for suitable prey, preparing to end their single status. Chen Ming was not interested in this and turned around and walked towards the back playground. Hello, I'm Lilac Nawa, I'm also from Z City. I've had the honor to see you fight with weirdos before. Can I be friends with you? You are wandering around, and a girl is attracted by your charm and confesses her love to you. What is your choice? 1. Accept, strength enhancer plus 5. 2. Rejection, physique enhancer plus 6. Your choice. Is this okay? Chen Ming said it was a bit convenient. If this was the case in his previous life, why would he still be single at the age of 20? But, Chen Ming looked at the girl named Lilac Nawa in front of him. It's hard to express in a word. Of course, let me explain first that he is really not from the Appearance Association. At least, not as a formal member of the Appearance Association. And when it comes to appearance, the person in front of him who looks like a girl didn't even give him a chance. The legs are thicker than the waist, the face is bigger than the basin, not to mention the 2 arms, they are simply the best. It can be called a century-old unicorn arm. As for that dark complexion, Chen Ming seriously doubted whether this child grew up eating carbon, otherwise he would never be so dark. If you find someone similar to compare with, that is Zhang Fei in Zhang Fei. Double Zhang Fei. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have any plans in this regard yet. Chen Ming said it tactfully because he really didn't want to hurt others' hearts. Why, do you think I'm not good enough for you? The voice that could barely distinguish the female characteristics suddenly became rough and bold. Good guy. One was caught off guard. Chen Ming almost died from the howl. No, I'm not worthy of you. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth twitched and he forced out a smile. How could it be? As long as I like you, you can be worthy of me. Don't be so inferior, okay? Besides, only a strong person like you can be worthy of me. I don't even want to look at other people. Quote. Ding Shangnao's rough voice suddenly turned cute, with a shy look on her face. Well, it seems, probably, maybe, that you are being shy. At least Chen Ming said he didn't see what it looked like. Chen Ming really wanted to ask this girl named Ding Shangnohe. What exactly do you like about him? Can't he change it? Before Chen Ming could think of an excuse to refuse, Clove Nawa continued, let me tell you, I have even thought about what our 2 future children will be called. The boy will be named Chen Feifei, and the girl will be named Chen Feifei. Doesn't it sound good? Chen Ming said Yali Mountain is huge. Where does Zhang Fei's confidence come from when it comes to feelings? Why do you think he will agree? Have you thought about the name of your child yet? Also Chen Feifei, Chen Feifei. Are you crazy about flying together? Now that it's all said and done, Chen Ming no longer had any scruples. I can't be with you. Find someone else. After saying that, Chen Ming was ready to leave. Want to leave? No way. No one who catches my eye can escape my grasp. Ding Shangnai snorted coldly. It's too soft to see. Come straight to the hard part. Big brother, second brother, arrest him. He will be sent to my dormitory tonight. Although Chen Ming had already taken precautions. But facing this voice, I still couldn't bear it. You brat, my sister has fallen in love with you, that's your blessing. My sister has never thought of having a child with someone else before. That's right, it's still too late for you to admit your mistake, otherwise. With a call, 2 people who looked as good as Clove Now ran out. The 3 brothers and sisters surrounded Chen Ming tightly. When many people around saw it, they all turned their heads, pretended not to notice, and left in dejection. They have long heard of the illustrious reputations of the 3 brothers and sisters of the Lilac family. Anyone who is targeted by them will not end well. Not dead but half disabled. I didn't expect that 3 such vicious guys would sneak into the reserve hero school. After refusing, the other party became angry and called out his 2 brothers, preparing to use force. At this moment, you suddenly discovered that these 3 brothers and sisters were wanted criminals. What was your choice? 1. Outnumbered, raise your hands and surrender. Since you can't resist, learn to enjoy it. Strength enhancer plus 6. 2. Before the system could finish speaking, Chen Ming had already made a frantic choice. The first option is this something that humans can do? Even if the second option is to commit suicide on the spot, is it better than the first option? System. I am not a human in the first place. Since the three people are wanted criminals, it will be easy to handle. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. Then there is no need to hold back. Boy, don't blame us. Ding Xiangnai and her eldest and second brothers lost their patience when they saw Chen Ming not chewing. 4 big hands, one on the left and one on the right, grabbed Chen Ming. In their view, Chen Ming is just a pretty boy with no fighting ability. Easy to take. However, look at the 4 hands grabbing him. Chen Ming smiled slightly. Don't dodge or dodge, just let the 2 men grab you. At the same time, he punched both of them. Ding Xiangno and his eldest and second brothers haven't realized what's going on. He saw a fiery red glove expanding in front of his eyes. Zoom in again. Next moment, landed directly on the face. The brain hasn't even reacted yet. He had already passed out. The fat body flew up uncontrollably. It rolled and spun in the air for more than 10 times, then rolled on the ground like a ball for a while, and finally stopped. Gudong. Ding Xiangnohe, who was on the side, looked at the sudden change in the situation, and his face turned pale with fright. My legs couldn't stop shaking. When she saw Chen Ming's eyes falling on her, his eyelids rolled up in fear and he fainted. I thought I had some ability. It's just a flower display. Chen Ming glanced at Ding Xiangnai's 2 brothers. Look at how strong your body is. Another wanted criminal. I thought it was pretty good. It's also a good time to try out the changes in strength after being promoted to the wolf. Unexpectedly, it flew away with 1 punch. Fortunately, at the last moment, 90% of the power was recovered. Otherwise, the 2 of them would not just be knocked unconscious. Get rid of the 3 troublesome people. Chen Ming looked around, saw no one was around, and took the opportunity to slip away. Anyway, Ding Xiangno and the 3 siblings couldn't wake up for a while. Someone will definitely call the police and lock them up during this time. Where are the 3 wanted brothers and sisters? At this moment, there was a burst of chaotic footsteps in the distance. After Kawanako and several teachers got the news, they hurried over. If it is not a student who comes to report, she didn't know that such a troublesome guy had gotten in. However, when Kawanako and his party approached cautiously, but suddenly, they found that the 3 wanted criminal brothers and sisters fell unconscious on the ground. As for the students who were threatened by the 3 brothers and sisters, they were nowhere to be seen. How is this going? Kawanako looked around. Just in the distance, I saw Chen Ming's leaving figure. It's him. How is this going? Could it be that these 3 brothers and sisters were solved by Chen Ming? It seems that I should find an opportunity to ask Chen Ming to find out who this guy is. The other side. Chen Ming left the school all the way and came to the remote streets outside. He glanced not far behind him. Come out. Are you tired after following me all the way? I've always had good stamina and I'm never tired. The zombie man steps out of the shadows. Why are you always following me? Looking at the zombie man in front of him, Chen Ming was almost speechless. I seriously doubt this guy has any special hobbies. Forget it about being a stalker. He also likes to stalk men. It's okay to stalk men. After all, this is an era where freedom of love is advocated. Respect everyone's ideas. But what does it mean that he keeps following him? Chen Ming said that he likes girls seriously, okay. Even if you look like a fairy, then. If that's the case, it seems impossible. Absolutely impossible. Chen Ming quickly shook his head to get this ridiculous and dangerous idea out of his mind. No matter it is before, now or in the future. He likes it, only. Have. Female. Born. Yes, that's it. Chen Ming emphasized again in his heart. Don't get me wrong, I just don't know where to go or what to do now, so I just want to follow you and think about what to do or what to do until I find the right one. After that, he will leave. The zombie man explained to Chen Ming. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Why, after listening to the explanation, have an urge to punch someone? What do you mean by not knowing where to go or what to do now, and only then follow? What's going on? Forget about tracking. Looking at this, he still looked disgusted, as if he was being followed with a gun. I don't want to lose face, don't I? resisting the urge to punch the zombie man away. Chen Ming gritted his teeth and smiled. Then, if I can help you find something that interests you, then you won't have to follow me. In theory, that's true. The zombie man nodded. So what do you think of the newly established Hero Association? The members of the Hero Association are all heroes who specialize in fighting monsters and protecting humans from monsters. Do you want to give it a try? Chen Ming suggested. Zombie Man was previously an S-class hero of the Hero Association. There's no reason to refuse, right? Fighting a weirdo. The zombie man frowned and thought seriously about what Chen Ming said about the Heroes Association. My strength is too weak to fight against monsters, and I am not strong enough to bear the title of hero. What the hell? Chen Ming almost cried. What's going on? Isn't Zombie Man an S-class 8-bit hero? Logically speaking, when you hear the words Hero Association, you should rush over excitedly, right? Unexpectedly, he was rejected. Young man, you are unreasonable. If you really rely on him for nothing, you must be broken. Who are you provoking? This is it. 10,000 grass and mud horses were galloping in Chen Ming's heart. But thank you anyway. Just now, I have found what I want to do. Just when Chen Ming's face was ashen and he was about to collapse, the zombie man suddenly spoke again. Really, that's great. No matter what you want to do, go for it. You must stick to your thoughts, I will always support you. Chen Ming's face was full of excitement. I can finally get rid of this evil stalker. However, the next moment, Chen Ming actually saw the zombie man walking straight towards the Reserve Hero School. An unpleasant thought suddenly occurred to me. You shouldn't be. Yes, I want to hone my strength here first. When my strength is worthy of the title of hero, I will go to the Hero Association. After saying that, the zombie man resolutely walked into the Reserve Hero School. It's over. Now I can't get rid of this dog skin plaster. The corner of Chen Ming's mouth twitched. He even felt a little like those weirdos who would be tortured to death by zombie men in the future. It can be summed up in one sentence. Indescribable sourness. But there is a bright side. At least I won't have to be followed by a zombie man anymore. Still a lot of relief. Pick yourself up. Chen Ming continued towards the mountains and forests. Get ready to take a walk and see if there are any other Tamagotchis nearby. As the saying goes, good things come in pairs. A pet is more or less lonely. At least get another one. The two can also be companions. Have a chat. Occasionally, we can also explore the mysteries of life. However, I soon became disappointed. Previously I found that there were no hairs in the small black area of the pet egg. Not to mention other pet eggs. Chen Ming refused to give up. Decided to go deeper. Stop. It's very dangerous ahead. There are a lot of weirdos inside, which you, as a human being, can't handle. You'd better get out of here. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows when he heard the sudden sound that sounded like an electronic synthesizer. Could it be that this is a robot-modified person? Is it the Metal Knight or the Drive Knight? Or are they various knights that cannot be named? With this curiosity, Chen Ming did not retreat but moved forward, moving towards the place where the sound came from. Want to find out? A head of conspicuous blonde hair, a young face, and the ever-changing size 42 leather heels and tight jeans. Chen Ming recognized the other party immediately. It's none other than Genos, the demon reformer who once took Saitama as his disciple. But compared to that time, Genos looks younger now. More energetic. More parts are aging. It looked like a pile of parts cobbled together here and there. Chen Ming had a question mark on his face. Is this a weird situation? It's not like Genos' hometown was destroyed by a rampaging robot. Then Genos, who was lucky enough to escape, met Dr. Kusno, a large mushroom head who happened to pass by. After some pleading, he allowed the other party to transform himself into a robot. Correct. Chen Ming went over it from the beginning. Found the key. Dr. Kusno is still very poor now. It can be said that he has all the skills, but suffers from the lack of high-end materials to build it. It is already very good to help Genos build a mechanical body. What else do you want? No wonder. No wonder in the original world. Genos spent 3 years fighting monsters and leveling up. I just met Saitama. It seems that the delay of these 3 years is not unreasonable. It is estimated that in the past 3 years, by constantly picking up materials from various transformation weirdos, and then slowly put together a useful outfit body right. When I think about it this way, it suddenly makes a lot more sense. Genos is obsessed with bringing back modified robots with better performance or parts from weirdos, and asking Dr. Kusno to replace them for him. Emotions are the root of the disease at this time. 30 meters in front of the target, there are 5 weirdos, 3 of which are modified robots. Using a sneak attack, there is an 80% chance of winning. You can give it a try. Genos did not notice at all that Chen Ming, who had previously warned him to leave, did not leave, but quietly came closer. At this moment, all his thoughts were on the few weirdos in front of him, especially the 3 modified robots. If these 3 modified robots can be defeated, it is estimated that the parts on the body can be updated again. Genos held his breath and stared at several modified robots 30 meters away. Constantly analyze the various possibilities of this battle through the obtained data. Coming. Genos's eyes flashed with solemnity. In perception, 5 weirdos are approaching here. The distance is getting closer. Genos raised his right hand. A powerful bazooka is aimed at 3 modified robots. It is bound to be won in one fell swoop. Chance. When the 5 weirdos were less than 20 meters away, Genos took action decisively. In an instant, dozens of shells flew towards the 3 modified robots. Continuous explosions continued to sound. All dozens of meters away were affected by the aftermath of the explosion. Countless trees were damaged. Even the rocks were shattered. A burst of smoke cleared. A large pit of more than 10 meters appeared. Just when Genos was about to finish off the other 2 monsters in one go and leave with the loot. Deep in the pit, 3 modified robots and 2 weirdos stood there intact. I don't know when a shield appeared in front of them. All the power of the explosion was absorbed by the shield. They were not harmed at all. How can it be? Looking at the few weirdos who were intact, Genos's face was full of disbelief. He has obviously calculated everything. Why is this still the case? Hehehehe, traitorous cyborg, we have already discovered you after you came here. We just pretended not to notice it on purpose. Just to lure you out. Standing at the front, the cybernetic man wrapped in jet black metal had a proud face and put away the shield in front of him. What? Genos's expression changed. He is too careless. I didn't expect this. His mind is full of thinking about how to get the other party's materials and upgrade himself. He didn't realize that he had been exposed early. Dr. Kusno, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Today, I'm afraid I can only blow myself up. Genos took a deep breath. His expression showed bitterness and unwillingness. He has yet to find the murderer who killed his parents and destroyed the town. However, there are currently 5 people on the other side. And he only has 1. 1 against 5 is simply impossible. Therefore, the only way left is self-destruction. Moreover, exchanging 1 for 5 is a very good deal no matter how you look at it. I hope the murderer who killed his parents and destroyed the town is here. In this way, his death is not in vain. Under Genos's urging, the core that provided power was running wildly, and the huge energy continued to tilt in all directions. This is a precursor to self-destruction. What am I doing? Chen Ming, who was preparing to watch the show, almost spat out a mouthful of blood. The self-destruction mania is indeed not called for nothing. This girl of yours is ready to blow herself up at every turn. Who can bear this? Moreover, at such a close distance, he had no chance to escape. While you are eating melon, you find that Genos is preparing to self-destruct and die with the enemy. Are you ready? 1. Give up struggling and accept your fate. Strength enhancer +8. 2. Stop Genos from self-destructing. Speed enhancer +6. What is your choice? 2. He had only been in One Punch Man for a few days, and he was killed by a bomb. Was this a big joke? Chen Ming's speed increased to the extreme, pushing Genos to the ground from behind. At the same time, he said angrily, "Next time you blow yourself up, would you please check if there is anyone else around you first?" It's you. Genos turned his head and looked at Chen Ming beside him. When did this person come? Why didn't he notice it at all? Chen Ming has no time to talk to Genos now. He glanced at the 5 weirdos who had gathered around him. Open the investigative eye directly. Name: Cyborg Robot A. Ability: Death Ray. Strength: medium wolf level. Name, Cyborg Robot B. Ability, Death Ray. Strength, medium wolf level. Name, Cyborg Robot C. Ability, Death Ray. Strength, medium wolf level. Am I stupid? This is your sister. No wonder these three look exactly alike. It turns out they came out of the same assembly line. Except for the different names, everything else is exactly the same. As for the other two weirdos, his strength is only below the wolf level. Didn't take it to heart at all. In contrast, these three powerful wolf level modified robots are very difficult to deal with. If one of them fails, I'm afraid I'll have to explain it here. Can you still move? Chen Ming turned his head and looked at Genos. It is obviously impossible for one person to deal with 5. But if you cooperate with Genos, there is still a chance. Able, Genos nodded, although he is full of old parts. But the quality is still guaranteed. Okay, leave these two weirdos to you. Leave these 3 modified robots to me. Chen Ming thought for a while and handed over 2 weirdos with strength below the wolf level to Genos. Mainly because he was afraid that if he handed it over to Genos, a modified robot with the strength of a wolf, Genos would be killed instantly. Then his situation will be very embarrassing. 2 weirdos below the wolf level. Even if Genos can't solve it, at least it would buy him enough time to deal with the 3 modified robot weirdos. Good. Genos glanced at the 3 modified robots, nodded, and agreed to Chen Ming's plan. Superior, Chen Ming shouted. He rushed directly towards the 3 robots in front of him. Genos on the side stopped 2 wolf-level weirdos who wanted to help. Boy, if you want to deal with the 3 of us, you are simply seeking death. Cyborg Robot A looked at Chen Ming, who rushed up, sneered and mocked. To be despised by a humanoid robot. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Instant decision. Make this guy your first target. He ducked around the encirclement of Cyborg Robot B and Cyborg Robot C. Then all the strength of the whole body was poured into the right fist. Hit the head of Cyborg Robot A hard. Boom, with a huge crash. The head of the humanoid Robot A, which had previously mocked Chen Ming, was knocked off. A bundle of electrical wires was revealed. This punch. Not only Genos was stunned. Even Chen Ming himself looked surprised. When did a punch become so powerful? This wolf-level humanoid robot was destroyed with one punch. You actually killed a. Seeing his companion being punched to pieces by Chen Ming, Cyborg Robot B let out a furious cry. A laser beam emitted from the huge head. Chen Ming sensed danger and quickly ducked down. The rocks behind were damaged. Cut in half from the middle. The incision is exceptionally smooth. So close. Look at the rocks being cut easily. Chen Ming raised his eyelids. If I had reacted a little slower just now, I'm afraid he will be the one being cut open now. While escaping a disaster, I finally figured out why these 3 humanoid robots were rated as having strength in the wolf level. The secret must be on this death ray. This power, let alone the wolf level. Even tiger level or even ghost level is nothing more than that. It looks like I just blew one up with one punch. It was entirely because the cyborg robot was unprepared. Otherwise, it's really hard to say. To sum up, the humanoid robot in front of us attacks the strong and defends against the weak. If you can find a chance to get close, by his power, you can easily defeat these 2 guys. But the ideal is very full, and the reality is very skinny. These 2 humanoid robots have seen a lot of Chen Ming's strength. Become very cautious. Chen Ming was not given any chance to get close. Chen Ming never found an opportunity, and had to deal with attacks from these 2 humanoid robots from time to time. If only the stalker, Zombie Man, was here at this time. If the Zombie Man is here, it can be thrown out and used as bait, attracting the attention of 2 cyborgs. Then he took the opportunity to take action. Solve the battle easily. Unfortunately, Zombie Man did not. Just when Chen Ming was feeling regretful, out of the corner of his eye, he suddenly caught a glimpse of a figure. It was the Zombie Man who had left. If circumstances allowed, Chen Ming would even want to go up and hug the Zombie Man. It came just in time. What are these 2 guys? The Zombie Man ignored Chen Ming, but was attracted by the 2 humanoid robots on the side. Walk straight over. Court death. Cyborg Robot C saw someone coming from behind. Just turn your head. A ray hits the Zombie Man directly. The zombie man was cut in half instantly, although the zombie man only lasted less than a second. But that's enough. Chen Ming seized the opportunity. Accelerate suddenly. Throw away Cyborg B's death ray. Rush forward. Another punch. Boom. The second cyborg was dealt with. Only the last one remains. The situation reversed instantly. The last cyborg robot C is still struggling to its death. But Chen Ming was already familiar with their attack methods. It was very easy to dodge left and right. Another punch. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level humanoid robot monster A and obtaining the strength enhancer plus 10. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level humanoid robot monster A and obtaining the physical enhancer plus 4. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level humanoid robot monster A and obtaining the speed enhancer plus 6. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level humanoid robot monster B and obtaining the strength enhancer plus 10. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successfully killing, a series of idea beeps. It is indeed high risk and high reward. After eliminating these 3 wolf-level humanoid robots, the strength alone increased by 30 points, but unfortunately, the physique and speed were somewhat lacking. It's less than 20 o'clock. What's this? Just when Chen Ming was about to see what his attributes were now, he accidentally discovered that he had gained extra gains when he killed the last humanoid robot just now. Death Ray. It can stimulate a laser ray with an effective distance of 100 meters. He actually exposed this. Chen Ming looked a little wonderful. Unexpectedly, something like this would come out. But it was obvious that he had no use for this. Unless he, like Genos, gives up his human body and transforms into a cyborg. But Chen Ming had no such plans. So, this thing is very useless to him. Nothing of value. Wrong. It should be of some value. Chen Ming glanced at Genos, who was still struggling with 2 wolf-level monsters. If it weren't for Genos, it was also impossible for him to easily deal with 3 powerful wolf-level humanoid robots. It would be a good idea to give this death ray to Genos. Then, Chen Ming threw the death ray directly to Genos. Although Genos didn't know what Chen Ming threw at him. But he still caught it subconsciously. When you see clearly what is in your hand. There was a look of shock on his face. This is exactly what he wants to risk his life this time. Unexpectedly, it was actually taken by the human in front of me. And, looking at it, it seems like it was given to him. Doesn't this human know the value of this death ray? According to Dr. Kusno, weapons of this level would cost at least hundreds of thousands, or even millions, on the black market. Or maybe, the human in front of him doesn't care about these things at all. Genos looked at Chen Ming, and countless thoughts flashed through his mind in an instant. Finally, he came to a conclusion. Chen Ming is a person who doesn't care about money. If Chen Ming knew that the thing he threw away casually could be worth 1 million, he would regret it. He can't use it. But he can sell it. 1 million. How long will it take to make it back? After getting the death ray, Genos installed it directly in his palm. The 2 monsters in front of him didn't wait to react. They were already solved by the death ray emitted from Genos' palm. Thank you. By the way, if you don't mind, can I take these cyborg robots back? After Genos successfully solved the 2 wolf-level monsters, his eyes fell on the remains of the 3 cyborg robots defeated by Chen Ming. The overall materials are very well preserved. With these, he can perfectly upgrade again and improve his performance. Okay, Chen Ming nodded. He agreed readily. Anyway, it was useless for him to have these things. It would be better to give them to Genos. By the way, I almost forgot, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Genos. Thank you. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to escape this time. Genos smiled. He was grateful to Chen Ming from the bottom of his heart. If Chen Ming hadn't stopped him from self-destructing, he would have ceased to exist long ago. Not to mention that like now, not only did he get the coveted new weapon, but also got 3 cyborg robot bodies with superior performance. It's nothing. By the way, in the future, in battle, instead of thinking about self-destructing and dying with the enemy, it's better to spend more time thinking about how to win. After all, the existence of life has a higher meaning, not to let you be ready to give up at any time, right? Chen Ming smiled slightly, left a word, waved at Genos, and turned away. The meaning of life. Genos kept thinking about the words Chen Ming left before leaving, and fell into deep thought. For him, what is the meaning of life? On the other side, Chen Ming didn't notice at all because of his own words. It caused Genos to think about life. At this moment, he was in a good mood. All the previous haze has disappeared. Well, listening to the footsteps coming up from behind, Chen Ming was instantly brought back to reality. I said you are not stalking. Can you be a little more dedicated? At least not so obvious. Chen Ming turned his head and looked at the zombie man walking side by side with him. Very speechless. Is this the only one in the world that follows someone so blatantly? I have been discovered by you. There is no point in continuing to hide. Besides, I still have something to tell you. Zombie man explained. What's up? Chen Ming frowned when he heard that the zombie man had other things to do. On your advice just now, I went to Reserve Hero School, and then successfully passed the test and became a Reserve Hero. Congratulations, we will be alumni from now on. By the way, I still have something to do, so first. Chen Ming thought that what the zombie man was talking about was some earth-shattering event. I didn't expect it to be such a small thing as passing a test. Instantly lost interest. Prepare 36 strategies to get away, and find an opportunity to escape. Wait a minute, I'm not done yet. The zombie man quickly stopped Chen Ming. The teacher said that because there are too many students, there is no extra dormitory, so I have to find a way on my own. I don't know anyone here, I only know you, so can you help me find a place to live? Is this love borrowed? Chen Ming's heart jumped to his throat and finally fell. I thought the zombie man would say something, but it turned out he was just borrowing money to rent a house. Seeing that the zombie man had helped a lot just now, Chen Ming decided to help the zombie man too. No problem, I'll take care of it. Thank you very much. The zombie man was worried that Chen Ming would refuse at first. After all, the relationship between the two of them was only to the extent of meeting each other a few times. It's normal not to help. You're welcome. Chen Ming waved his hand. How much does it cost to rent a house? Now at least he has more than 50,000 yuan on hand. Is it possible that even a house? However, this pride came after I found the intermediary and inquired. Chen Ming took back this sentence. A one-bedroom apartment costs 10,000 yuan a month. As for the reason, it's because this is a sea view room. Open the window and you can see the sea 30 or 50 blocks away. Then I can watch the sunrise and sunset every day. Chen Ming almost couldn't help but punch the black agent in the face who was hiding a knife in his smile. But the words have been spoken. Chen Ming could only break his teeth and swallow it in his stomach. He gritted his teeth and paid 3 months' rent. There is still 1 month's deposit left. Does it feel like your body is being hollowed out? I felt pitifully in my pocket, with only more than 10,000 yuan left. Chen Ming had a grimace on his face and was extremely depressed. Fortunately, this Reserve Hero School provides food and accommodation, otherwise he and Saitama, master and apprentice, would have to sleep in a bridge sooner or later. Teacher, are you back? Chen Ming's figure just appeared at the door of the dormitory. Saitama ran up in a hurry. A gorgeous turn in front of Chen Ming. Teacher, what do you think of my outfit? I heard from people in the dormitory next door that as a hero, it's best to have your own outfit. This way, people can recognize you better and know you are a hero as soon as they see you. How about this outfit? I asked an uncle in the alley next door to design it. Okay, pretty good, Chen Ming replied perfunctorily. Now he just wanted to go back to bed and get some sleep. Teacher, do you still have money? As you know, I don't have much money on me. The uncle from the tailor shop next door gave me the credit on credit after hearing that I was a student here. I have to pay him back before dark. Okay. How many? Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Isn't it the way to open it yourself? How could such a good kid be groomed into a debt collector? 15,000. Chi Yu gestured towards Chen Ming. Chen Ming took out all the money in his pocket. He seriously doubted it. Did Saitama, a good disciple, come here just for the money he has? How do you know there are only 15,000 left? Thank you, teacher. Yu took the money and saluted Chen Ming. He glanced guiltily in the direction of his teacher Chen Ming, and then hurried to the tailor shop to pay. The reason why I am so anxious is because Saitama. Send Saitama away. Chen Ming returned to the dormitory, and before preparing to rest, he first checked to see how well the pet eggs had hatched. Result: gone. The quilts and clothes used to keep warm are still there. Only the pet eggs are missing. No wonder Saitama didn't dare to look at him just now. Emotion actually took away his pet egg and mortgaged it to the owner of the tailor shop. Teacher, don't worry, the owner of the tailor shop said that as long as I can bring the money over before dark, he will return the egg to me. There is still time, and the egg will be returned smoothly. Qiu quickly explained to Chen Ming. It better be this way. Chen Ming glared at Qiu fiercely. Decided to go along with me. Who knew Saitama was on his way to redeem the egg? Have you noticed something again? For example, a wig or something, and then mortgage the egg again. If the egg was missing, where would he find it? It's definitely no problem. Saitama was confident. After all, the boss looked like an honest person. I definitely won't trick him. What, you said you sold the eggs? Half an hour later, the master and apprentice arrived at the tailor shop. However, we got an unacceptable result. Saitama's eyes widened, and his voice wanted to burst the roof. Didn't we agree that as long as I send the money back before dark, you will return the eggs to me? What's going on? Saitama felt the low pressure on the dark-faced teacher next to him. I couldn't help but shudder. Asked anxiously. We agreed before dark, but we didn't say how long before dark. Besides, who knows what you brought? What if you fooled me? So, if someone bids, of course I will sell it. Quote. The shop owner said confidently. Then who did you sell the eggs to? Saitama asked hurriedly. He didn't want to bear the teacher's anger. Sold to a pretty girl with a good figure and green hair. Is her? Chen Ming listened to the description of the tailor shop owner. There was an answer instantly. Besides Hell Shui Shui, Chen Ming really couldn't think of anyone else. If this egg falls into Hell Fubuki's hands, Chen Ming had a headache. It's not good to fall into anyone's hands, so why is it her? I'm afraid it won't be that easy to get the egg back now. The thought of this, he just wanted to beat Saitama violently. It was just a short time away. That's what happened. Who is it? Hell Fubuki. Saitama tilted his head, thinking for a long time, and finally thought of something. Teacher, I thought about it, the egg is on Hell Fubuki's body. Hey, where's the teacher? Just as Saitama was about to tell his guess, he realized that the teacher had already left. Then he hurriedly caught up with him. What to do? The egg is now in Hell Fubuki's hand. Just what happened between the two of them before. It must be very difficult to come back. Chen Ming grimaced and thought hard, but couldn't think of any good solution. But after all, it is a pet egg. And it's also a flying weirdo pet egg. It was really unacceptable for him to give up just like that. After much thought, I finally decided to bite the bullet and give it a try. What if Hell Fubuki returns the egg to him? After all, if Hell Fubuki wants eggs, she can't use them, right? Ahem. What he means is that Hell Fubuki and Tatsumaki are both superpower possessors. You can fly without borrowing any foreign objects. So the egg is useless to her. Taking a deep breath, Chen Ming and Master Qiu returned to the dormitory. Go straight to Hell Fubuki's room. I hesitated for a while. Finally he gritted his teeth and knocked on the door. A stiff smile appeared on his face. Chen Ming, what do you want to do with her? Asaka Hezi came back from outside and saw Chen Ming and Saitama standing in front of the door of Hell Fukiyuki's room. He immediately pouted somewhat unhappily. It's nothing. I have something in her hand and I want to get it back from her. Chen Ming explained. Oh, that's right. I heard that Chen Ming was looking for Hell Chushui just because of things and not because of anything else. I feel much better. A smile returns to your face. Then there's no point in knocking on the door. I just saw her going to the back playground. Chenxiang Hezi pointed in the direction of the playground behind. Back to the playground. Thank you. Hearing that Hell Fubuki was now in the back playground, Chen Ming quickly ran towards the back playground. After all, pet eggs may hatch at any time. If you arrive late, all your previous efforts will be in vain. Listening to Chen Ming thanking him, a hint of shyness appeared on Chenxiang Hezi's face. Out of curiosity, I followed him. Over there, Chen Ming came to the back playground in one breath. After looking around, I finally found Hell Fubuki at the end of the playground. Rush over quickly. Well, we have had many misunderstandings before. I apologize to you here. Can you forgive me? Chen Ming laughed along and looked at Jigoku Shueishui. Ha! A trace of doubt flashed in Chen Ming's heart. Hell Fubuki seems to be crying. What's happening here? If you are crying, that, Chen Ming's heart sank. My heart is in my throat. There was little hope of returning the egg. This time I'm afraid it's going to be even worse. Don't be pretentious here, you want your eggs back, right? Hell Fubuki in front of him suddenly raised his head, directly exposing Chen Ming's true face. Only, Chen Ming's expression was a bit strange. I didn't think it was anything before. But why did these words come out of Hell Fubuki's mouth? Always feel like there's something weird there. You can get your eggs back if you want. Let's fight, and we'll fight openly. As long as you win, I'll give your eggs back to you. If you lose, this egg has nothing to do with you anymore. Before Chen Ming could answer, Hell Fubuki directly declared a challenge. Hell Fubuki declares a challenge to you. What is your choice? 1. Fight, Strength Enhancer plus 12. 2. Rejection, Physique Enhancer plus 12. 3. Continue to negotiate and try to convince people with reason, Speed Enhancer plus 12. What is your choice? 1. It's about the egg. Chen Ming can't back down no matter what. You must give it a try. I hope you keep your word. If I win, give me the egg back. Of course. Hell Shueishui glanced at Chen Ming. His eyes gradually became sharp. Fold your hands. In an instant, the flying sand and rocks on the playground were swept by a strong wind. Surrounded by Hell Fubuki, it was difficult to perform in the dormitory before. This time, I will use all my strength. If you can't hold on, just tell me quickly and I will keep your life. Hell Shueishui said coldly to Chen Ming. Come on though. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. To be honest, I am very much looking forward to fighting against superpowers. Especially with Hell Fubuki. He wanted to see it for himself. Is it really that elastic? Ahem, I just want to confirm it. Is Hell Fubuki's ability really that great? Yellow sand fills the sky. Saitama and Asaka Heka, who were following, could only squint their eyes and vaguely see Chen Ming and Hell Fubuki in the center. At this moment, the battle between the two is about to break out. Chen Ming is still the same as last time. The waist and horse become one, and the center of gravity shifts downward. He controlled his body and stood still. When the wind reaches its peak, Hell Fubuki suddenly waved his hand. Roar, Hell Arashi. Countless flying sand and rocks are like bullets being fired, attacking in the direction of Chen Ming. Looking at the sky full of sand and gravel, Chen Ming didn't dare to be careless. The power of these things can easily break through walls. He didn't dare to joke about his body. Try your best to dodge at the same time. Chen Ming's brain was running rapidly, thinking of solutions. Got it. Not far from Chen Ming, there was a whole piece of rock. I had an idea instantly. He immediately rushed towards the rocks on the side. What, are you just going to hide behind? Isn't this too embarrassing? Hell Shueishui saw Chen Ming hiding behind the rock and dared not come out. All the flying sand and rocks were stopped by the rocks. She couldn't move the pesky rocks away. He could only use words to motivate Chen Ming. I hope Chen Ming can take the initiative to come out. Chen Ming came out just as she expected. Only, Hell Fubuki looked at Chen Ming, who was holding a huge rock as a shield and kept approaching her, and was stunned for a moment. I didn't expect this peeping Tom to be so strong. It can easily lift rocks weighing 3 to 200 kilograms. However, it would be too naive to think that he could neutralize her moves so easily. Spin, Hell Arashi, following Hell Fubuki's order. The flying sand and rocks in the air instantly changed their trajectory. Continuously spinning around the rocks, he attacked Chen Ming, who was hiding behind the rocks. This thing also has a spin. Caught off guard, Chen Ming suffered a bit of a loss. For a time, countless flying sand and rocks fell on Chen Ming's body. Chen Ming, who was already prepared to be injured, suddenly froze. His expression was a bit strange and surprised. This power, it's like countless mosquito bites. That's right, this is how Chen Ming feels now. These flying sand and rocks that look very intimidating have no power at all when they fall on you. The only result was to make several holes in his clothes. As for Chen Ming, he stood there unscathed. I had known this would be the result. Then there is no need to hold the rock while walking. Fortunately, he had been holding the stone stupidly for a long time just now. Bump! Chen Ming threw the rock in his hand directly to the ground. Appeared in front of Hell Fubuki. You're finally out. Have you realized the gap between you and me? If you admit defeat now, I will consider letting you go and allow you to join my snow-blowing team. How about it? Do you want to give up your resistance now? Surrender, or continue to suffer the devastation of my hell? Hell Fubuki looked like he was convinced of Chen Ming. In her opinion, Chen Ming's current actions are tantamount to giving up resistance. Prepare to surrender. Although this guy's character is somewhat lacking. But at least the strength is worthy of recognition. After all, he could last so long in her hell. Still the first one. As for character, just discipline him in the future. Really? Chen Ming nodded seriously. The gap between the two is indeed quite large. However, it wasn't him and Hell Fubuki, but Hell Fubuki and Tornado. If it had been a tornado just now, I'm afraid it's a different situation. After all, Tatsumaki's strength is almost the ceiling for superpowers on Earth. Even meteorites from the sky can be summoned at will. This is not the most perverted thing. The most perverted thing is that the tornado can not only summon meteorites from the sky to destroy the ancient king. It can also control the destructive power of meteorites falling from the sky. And in comparison, the judgment is high or low. In this case, from today on, you will be the deputy leader of my Fushui group. But don't be complacent. If one day in the future, you are not qualified enough, I will revoke your position as deputy leader. Quote. So, if you want to keep your position, you have to work harder from now on. Only in this way can you keep your position as deputy team leader. Stop it, when did I join your Fubuki team? Chen Ming looked helplessly at Hell Fubuki in front of him. Is there any misunderstanding here? What, then you? Hell Shui frowned, his face covered with frost, and he glared at Chen Ming fiercely. You fool, how dare you trick me? Hell Fubuki realized that he had been deceived and became furious. The flying sand and rocks that had stopped were spinning at high speed again. The power was even stronger than before. Destroy, Hell Arashi. This time, Hell Fubuki directly used all his strength. Since Chen Ming can't be used by her, then she doesn't have to show mercy. Just keep Chen Ming alive. The rest depends on Chen Ming's own luck. I said, it's about time to stop, right? Although the power has indeed increased a bit this time. But for Chen Ming, still no pain or itching. He can even walk freely without being affected at all. What? How is it possible? How could you? Hell Fubuki looked at Chen Ming, who was not affected at all and was indifferent to the attack of flying sand and rocks. He was stunned and a little lost in thought. This moment, she seemed to see the person she least wanted to see. The person who was also unscathed in front of her most proud move and could only say boring words. Hateful. Why is this? Hell Fubuki clenched his fists unwillingly. Why? She has obviously been working hard, practicing desperately, and trying her best to improve her strength. But why can't we still see any hope? Even now, anyone can ignore her attacks. Could it be that she is really weak? Hell Fubuki looked depressed, as if he had been hit hard. Chen Ming suddenly realized that what he had just done was a bit unkind. Maybe I should deliberately pretend to win easily. But time waits for no one. What if the egg breaks? The dream of flying is gone. According to the previous agreement, can you return my eggs to me first? Although some are inappropriate, but a bet is a bet. It is reasonable to make this request. Just give him the egg back. Even if he were to fight again, he would have no problem losing to Hell Fubuki. Before that, can you answer me a question first? Hell Fubuki put away his frustration. He raised his head and looked at the mysterious Chen Ming in front of him. It was obviously the first time the two met before. She vaguely felt that Chen Ming's strength was not as strong as it is now. But why? It was only 2 days. Chen Ming's strength has improved so much. Okay, but we agreed that after answering your question, you must return the egg to me. Chen Ming reiterated again. Hell Fubuki nodded. Then asked. Chen Ming looked at Hell Shui. When we first met, I didn't feel very strong about you. Why did you become so much stronger in such a short period of time? Is there any special practice method? Although Hell Fubuki knew this question was a bit rude. But she was just too curious. And if you can, she even wanted to learn something. I want to improve my strength. This, Chen Ming didn't know how to answer for a while. After all, as a cheater, naturally you can't reveal your identity. Otherwise God knows what will happen. But looking at the appearance of hell blowing snow, I'm afraid he won't let it go unless he says something. Dan, you have to fight for some energy. For the sake of me working so hard to save you. When the time comes, you must give me the best one. Chen Ming took a deep breath and made up his mind. Actually, there is nothing special about my practice. If I have to say something different, it would be that while you were competing with others in the martial arts arena, I was already fighting with weirdos in the mountains and forests. Fighting a weirdo. Hell Fubuki was stunned for a moment and looked at Chen Ming in shock. Aren't you afraid of death? If you lose, you will lose your life. Afraid? Of course I'm afraid. Chen Ming admitted generously. He is also an ordinary person, of course he is afraid of death. Even because of his special status, he was more afraid of death than anyone else. Then why are you still? Hell Fubuki was puzzled. Since Chen Ming was afraid of death, why did he still fight against the weirdo? Shouldn't we compete with others in a safer place and improve our own strength? If you're afraid, then why don't you try your best not to die? Chen Ming grinned. Then he stretched out his hand towards Hell Fubuki. I've answered your question, now is it time to return the egg to me? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.